Come warm yourself round the fire that is Baseball Scotland. You join us here at the Tom Worrell Field in Tayport, just next to the 4th of Tay across the water from Dundee, and you join us for the Caledonia Classic. It's a 3-game series to decide where the Caledonia Cup will reside for the next 12 months. We're here, Tayport Breakers home field, and the #1 seed in our post-season, and Tayport are playing in blue with gold trim and grey trousers. The Glasgow Comets are visiting, and they are the 3rd seed into the post-season, and they're going to be playing in sky blue tops, a little bit of white trim and white trousers there as well, although once you have a couple of slides into some of the bases, expect the white and the grey of the trousers to become just a little bit more Scottish, shall we say. Welcome to all of you watching on the Baseball Scotland YouTube channel and have been watching us throughout the year. We are coming up, as I said, to the 3-game series. Join us this weekend in the next maybe 2, maybe 1 more week. We shall see. Big welcome also to our viewers on talkSPORT. A delight to welcome you up to Scotland and baseball. Yes, we know it's an interesting combination as well, but we all have fun. My name's Ewan Spence, giving you play-by-play, and I'm joined on the other microphone for colour from Rory Dunn. Welcome, Rory. Colour from Rory Dunn. Welcome. It is, well, the weather has lightened up a little bit, but it's a bit Scottish.
It's more. Very typical Tayport. We can barely see Dundee across the water. The grey is there, but it should still be a good game of baseball. The wind's about 50 miles per hour, gusting up to 30. Some of those gusts could take us over the fence later on. Could be one to keep an eye on. But still, it's baseball weather in Scotland. It's dry. We can play.
Indeed. Umpiring crew. We're looking at a 4-umpire crew coming through. Thomas Haywood will be your chief umpire behind home plate. John Taife up on first. Robert Dolan at second. And the wonderfully monikered Wolfie over at third base. We'll have a quick look through the lineup cards. First, we will look at the batting order that we have for the Comets. Well, we might just be going for the game as well. Avon Fletcher is going to be on the mound for the Tayport Breakers, pitching to JC Martez to open up. Ian Davison and Nixo Barrios. For those of you keeping track at home, your scorecards are 14:09 for the official start time, and we are underway with a strike.
That is a great strike from Avon there to try and establish the top of the zone. These Comets are free swinging, fastball hitting team, and if you can get them swinging up high, you'll have success.
And strike 2 there. Count goes not in tune. JC Martez, the shortstop for the Glasgow Comets. Just stepping out the box and gathering himself once more.
You got to imagine there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of eagerness here to do something. Can those first inning nerves of being in the final be effective here?
Pitch comes down, and that's going to go high. Ball 1. Count goes 1 and 2. As the wind picks up here, as we said here, it's going to get a bit breezy as we go through, and that can have an impact on some of the throws, but not when you're throwing the sort of fastballs that you get from Avon Fletcher.
No, Avon Fletcher, he throws a hard fastball as you just...
And that's ball 2. Count goes equal high, 2 and 2.
As you see there, he might feel his downhill couple of miles per hour on the velo gun, but it's still a good fastball. The wind, it's going to really affect those high fly balls, pop-ups. You're going to see fielders struggle to track it as the wind pushes the ball around. So anything in the air could be an adventure for the fielders.
Payoff pitch for 2 and 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Foul ball.
And called foul. So we do it all again?
Yeah, let's do it one more time.
Come warm yourself round. No, we just do this bit again.
This is a great work from a leadoff hitter. You want to make the pitcher work. You want your guys on the bench to see his whole arsenal, see as many pitches so they can get their timing in. The longer you can stay up there and foul off pitches, the better you're doing for the rest of your teams. This is a good job from JC to battle back from those initial first 2 strikes.
We'll have a look at the lineup just before Ian Davison, who's on deck just now, comes in, and after that we'll get a chance to look through the defensive lineups as well. 2 and 2 on the count. Martez Receiving the pitch from even Fletcher, and it stretches there and fouls that one off the bat, staying alive again.
Another foul ball. It looked like another fast ball from Avon there as well. He's not giving him anything different to look at now. He's not proven that he can hit the fastball, so why give him anything else until he can do something with it?
And then the same team, Artez, is going to be looking to try and get that pitch count up. Both teams, the relief pitching is going to be one of the things to watch when we get further into the game. And the quicker you can get it onto the bullpen.
There you go.
As the count goes full, 3-2.
It's a great work from JC. A walk's as good a hit as in this situation. Getting on base is your prime goals at leadoff. And with this Comets offense, when they're on base, they're trouble.
3-2, coming down. And time called there, and a hit by pitch. It was going to go for a ball anyway. Martez is going to take the walk up to first base. Let's have just a quick look at the lineup for the Comets. As we just let Ian Davidson warm himself up. JC Martez, Ian Davidson, and Ediso Barrios, your 1-2-3 in this inning, on top of the order. Middle of the order, Alfredo Pereira, Juan Suarez, David Flores, and Nate Strauser is the middle four. You have the choice of playing 9 or 10 here at Baseball Scotland. The Comets are choosing to play with 10 in the lineup, and Tayport are only going to play with 9. That's allowed though. And bottom three, closing out Andy Vaughan, Tyler Spence, and Alberti Rodriguez. We'll just move into Davidson's at bat just now before we go over the defense. So Ian Davidson, team captain for the Glasgow Comets.
And JC looks okay over on first. He's rubbing that shoulder, every right to. That pitch probably is going to sting for a bit, but he'll be good to go. And I wouldn't be surprised if he is stealing first pitch. The Comets really want to put pressure on when they're on the bases.
And there goes runner up from first to second. Steele is on strike one. Long throw, but it's going to fall short of second base. So it's a stand-up steal from JC Martez into second.
Yeah, everybody knew that was happening. I don't even think that was a real pitch. That was probably a pitch out from Avon there, but with his speed and the way this game goes, that's the Comets one. They want to make you pressure you while they're on the bases. They'll steal, they'll take every advantage to get themselves around and to make your life trickier. Right now, let's see how he affects Avon. If Avon's going to pay him a lot of attention or just focus on getting the batter here.
Not one on the count. Fletcher just takes a moment. Eyes glance up to second. Nope, he's going to go for the pitch, and that comes in low, but it's going to be fouled off there. Not in two. Top of the first, no runs yet as on board. JC Martez, the lead-off batter, became the lead-off base runner, is now up in scoring position at second base. Ian Davidson on a 0-2 count. Second in the lineup, taking the pitches from Tayport Breakers. Having Fletcher, just a moment of calm between Fletcher and his catcher David Farr. Glance up to second. Pitch comes down, swing and a miss. Strike three there on Ian Davidson, and it is out number one. And first strikeout for Avon Fletcher.
Great pitch there from Fletch. He gave him a curveball or slider, possibly one before, just to fool him up, and then came back to the fastball and got him way behind it.
Defensive line-up very quickly for the Tayport Breakers. Across the top, it's going to be Eng, Lasky, and Matthews. General Light, shortstop. Marino Gardner knocks his 3-2-1 Ted Rogers across the middle. And as you know, David Farr catching and Avon Fletcher pitching. We welcome now Ediso Barrios, who sees a strike come down as well. And this is going to be a lot of the Breakers' game plan. Rely on strikes. Let Fletcher do as much of the defense as possible on the mound.
Absolutely. You want to keep the Comets off base. If you can keep the walks down and make them have to actually work, that's going to work for you. This is probably the big power matchup of this game. Fletcher, big power pitcher, versus the DCO, their big power hitter. This is the one to watch.
Pitch comes down, leans back out the way. Count goes equal low, 1-1. And shout out there to everybody watching us on talkSPORT. Love to have your comments there. Ross Vegas asking for a shout out for you down there in Hull. There you go, Ross. And that comes in for ball two. We're not always in talkSPORT. You'll find us also baseballscotland.co.uk in the web, and you'll find us on Facebook as well. We have our own YouTube channel too. Stay in talkSPORT now, but later on, have a search for Baseball Scotland as well. Very much appreciated.
Diesel's ahead of the count here, 2-1. He's got to try and not get too greedy. Just put the ball in play somewhere, get a base hit, get that run in.
Strike 2. Count goes equal high. 2-2, 1 away. Top of the first here.
Pitcher's call there for Fletcher. Little breaking ball at the top of the zone. Diesel didn't want it. Now he's got to come to him though.
Wind starts to do its gusty and round thing. Runner goes from second to third, steal on from Martez. Throw goes over from far up to third base. It's not in time, but it bounces out the glove. Martez comes in, running for home plate. Ball bounces out the catcher's mitt. And with that, Martez does the steal all the way around. And the first run is on the board for the Glasgow Comets here in the top of the first.
And that is a typical Comets run. The steal from Marte, drawing the throw, and then letting the defense or the defensive laps lead to runs. That wasn't a bad throw from Davy Farr, just a little slow, but then because it clanked off the glove and went foul, Martes came home and again just didn't execute there on Tayport. They've got to be feeling a little at themselves. That's on them that run came in.
So bases have been cleared. And there's a ball that bounces round on the ground, and with that previous steal coming off a ball, ball 4 now comes down. Barrios up onto base, 2 walks so far, and the strikeout on Davidson. It's small ball. It's just taking 90 feet. It's causing a little bit of chaos in the base path.
Absolutely. You know, put the pressure on the defense to throw the ball away or to make the mistakes and then capitalize on those mistakes. It's a momentum kind of play from the Comets, and you can see that Fletch, he already looks a little frustrated that run came in.
Alfredo Pereira now up. My brain suddenly goes, there's a funny name for fourth spot. Is it cleanup?
Yes.
It used to be decades ago that every spot in the lineup had its specific name, and there's the check throw just to keep everybody honest. No stealing at first base. Barrios back in plenty time.
Yeah.
Every place in the lineup used to have stand-up wild pitch there, and the official score is a little bit of distance away from the commentary booth, so we're just going to do our best on the calls. It might change when the game is made up official on Monday, but for now I'm going wild pitch on that one.
Yeah, it's definitely a wild pitch. Like I said earlier, all those roles used to have specific things and specific folk in those roles, but the game's changed now. Your leadoff hitter is no longer your scrappy 5'6" who just gets on base. Shohei Ohtani leads off. That's not traditional.
And slow changeup comes in there for the strike.
That's a good comeback from Fletch there after that wild pitch. He's got to settle himself down and just focus about pouring pitches into that zone and throwing strikes.
Runner up in second. And there's a solid contact there as it bounces between third and short. Goes into shallow left field. It's a throw into the cutoff. And there's a decision on whether anybody wants to take an extra base, but they're just going to hold up at the corner. Alfredo Pereira gets the first hit of the game. And with that, Inicio Barrios heads over to third. Decides against anything further on that throw coming into a shortstop shin and lies the cutoff. And that basically stops no advances to home, no advances to second. But again, small runs, small moments.
Yeah,
Pereira
absolutely.
there just getting a nice line.
And same way, runners in the corners here, it's a tricky one. You've got to think that the guy on first could be taken off first pitch to try and draw the throw to get that other run in from third. So very soon this is probably going to be second and third, 1 out.
Suarez there, watching ball 1. Gets himself ahead in the count. Avin Fletcher on the mound there, and of course Avin has his back turned to first base, which is where the steal is likely to happen. So he's got to disengage, step back as he done there, just to do the check and keep everybody honest back at first. Of course, you don't want to miss on that throw because you've got third base covered.
Well, even worse, as it is in Scottish baseball, there's no fence behind first. So if you miss and you throw it into the sea, everybody just gets to walk for a 1 free base. So,
and we're very close. It's not as close as the San Francisco Giants.
No.
But it's close.
But they have a big wall and a stadium in the way as well.
We have some reeds.
Yes.
Pitch comes down, checked on there, but it's going to go strike. Count goes equal low, 1-1.
Great pitch. If I'm Fletcher, for me, don't worry about the base runners. Focus on getting the hitters. If you try and think too much about the base runners, lose focus. Just pour in strikes, get the hitters.
Runner goes first to second. Steele is on tough swing. Farr picks that up. It's going to be thrown short. And there's going to be a run down at third. And there's the overthrow. As you did have Barrios caught between the bases. But the throw over to try and hit the infielder goes out of play there and into the dugout. It's an out of play. Everybody gets 90 feet. And with that, Barrios makes it home in an out of play. 2 runs for the Glasgow Comets. Pereira getting the steal successfully up to second, and then of course gets the extra 90 feet on the out of play as well. So 2 runs to the good for the Glasgow Comets. Top of the first, runner on third, and only 1 away so far.
That's a real shame, because that looked like a prepared play that Tayport had with the catcher throwing down to the shortstop running in. They had him hung up, they had the out waiting to be taken, but they just missed on the throw, which then unfortunately rolled all the way dead. But a nice comeback from Fletch there, striking out Juan Suarez to get to at least 2 down. You can hopefully get out this inning and limit the damage to just the 2 runs.
Pitcher now is David Flores. Steps in. And that comes in high. Two strikeouts so far. Robin Fletcher looking for his third, and that one
absolutely
gets past the glove on David Farr, but backs up here is about 15 feet. It's really close.
It's pretty short. As somebody who has caught here, I like it. You don't have to get up and run too far, but to the same degree, you still got to catch it first place. You still got to block it and keep it in front of you, the biggest thing. With the runner on third, that puts pressure on the catcher as well to do that, to keep it in front of you, because the ball can still bounce anywhere from the backstop in this rough Scottish ground.
And swing and a miss there. Wow. Strike on the board.
Way out in front from David there. That's probably a change-up or something. He's probably going to go right back to it.
2 balls, 1 strike.
You can say the stuff's good. He's got 2 strikeouts and 2 walks, so I think the stuff's good. He just needs to find the zone a little bit. Like that.
Count goes equal high, 2-2.
One more pitch, you can get into the dugout, regroup as the breakers, and come up and start swinging the bats. There you go. That's a great comeback from Fletch to knuckle down and get those 3 strikeouts and pick up the team. Hopefully all it takes is a deep breath in the dugout and reset themselves and come back out and start swinging the bats.
So there you are, top of the first there. 2 runs on the board for the Glasgow Comets. And that is coming off just the 1 hit there from Alfredo Pereira. 1 left on base, and the score up to 2-0. We'd also like to thank Home Run Travel, who are supporting today's game. The specialist travel agents who offer tailor-made baseball trips for UK fans with itineraries all over the US. Don't leave home without calling Home Run Travel. Find out more at homeruntravel.co.uk. Let's take a little look in between innings at the Tayport Breakers lineup, who'll be looking to make up that 2-run deficit. Luke Lasky, Hishinyan Lai, and Avin Fletcher is going to be your 1, 2, 3. Middle of the order, Paul Gardner, Louis Moreno, and Joe Matthews. And closing out will be Tom Knox, David Farr, and Don Ng. As you said, you have the choice of playing with 9 or 10. Breakers have made the decision to play with 9. We have time now to look at the offense. Now the defense as well from the Glasgow Comets. Across the top, we have Ian Davidson playing out on left field. Tyler Spence in centre, and out on the right, Alfredo Pereira. JC Martez is your shortstop. Your 3-2-1 Ted Rogers. Across the middle, it's going to be Nate Strauser, Juan Sured, and Ediso Barrios. Catching is going to be, as I rapidly look down the list, Alberti Rodriguez catching, and David Flores is going to be pitching after pitching a complete game last week in the semi-finals. So your 1, 2, 3, Luke Lasky, Xinyin Lai, and Avin Fletcher. What are we looking for now from the breakers going onto offense for the first time?
You want to go up there and you want to have strong, long at-bats. This is a team that maybe doesn't have the pitching depth. They don't have the bullpen depth, so you want to wear out David there on the mound. He was a good strike thrower last week against the Cannons, threw a lot of strikes, threw great. So you got to go up there and make him work and get him out of the game. Long at-bats, foul pitches off, like what we talked about with JC Martez at the top of that inning. Great long at-bats like that, but the same way, you got to put the ball in play. You know, you got to put it hard and make the same as what the Comets did to the breakers. Make them make the errors, make the defense work and put pressure on them. Tayport's not such a dynamic running team as the Comets, so it's not going to be that kind of chaos offense of distractions on the bases. But 1 through 9, this is a strong, hard-hitting lineup. Half this team are all in the Scottish national team as well. They all work together, so every one of these at-bats should be a grind and should be hitting the ball somewhere hard.
I think to watch out here is the infield defense for the Comets. That's proven to be one of their strengths over the last couple of weeks. They're not going to pitch speed like Fletch does.
No.
What they're going to get is, we're going to go for the pitching to get contact, and by that we mean that the batters aren't really going to get good contact in the bat. It's going to just sort of sit low in the field,
yeah,
and then the defense steps in.
If the Comets are doing well, you're going to see David throw minimal number of pitches and get ground ball outs or fly ball outs that his defense catches, keeps his pitch count down, keeps him healthy and keeps him in the game. If the breakers want to knock him out, they got to make him work and they got to hit the ball hard past this defense.
Bottom of the first, and the breakers are behind by 2 runs, and Luke Lasky sees that first one come down, and we are back underway once more here. And pitch comes in there. It's long looping curveball that just doesn't drop. I mean, drops down far enough, but comes in a little bit high there as well.
Oh, I hate to correct you. That's probably the fastball. This is the game that David plays. Avon's about speed. It's about hard pitches. David, it's about throwing strikes and making it look like you can absolutely crush it, and then you ground it out somewhere hard, and it being a very frustrating at bats.
I've done that batter thing of getting used to one fastball and it'll.
Absolutely. I can guarantee that the Luke here, his eyes are lighting up on every pitch. They look like beach balls. He wants to swing them. He's thinking home run possibly, but if he listens to his coaching, he shouldn't be thinking home run. He should be thinking about just putting the ball in place somewhere hard. But because it looks so easy to hit, you get yourself out and you get yourself too excited. So let's see if they can be patient and not lose their professional hitting approach.
Just had a couple of tech there, so we should have the field mic up and running for you as well. You can pick up even more insights as that one's hit high and hard, but it is going to go foul down third base line there.
I guarantee Luke's thinking, wait 3 more seconds. You know, he was all over that one, but he was just too early.
Canu's 1 and 2. Flores there, and that one's hit high and hard. It's popped up, it's flying into center field, and it's a comfortable catch out there from Spence, and it is 1 away. And we talked there about making contact. Lots of height, not a lot of distance.
Absolutely.
Just reaches about field.
Absolutely. The pitch before that he absolutely rocketed down the left field line there. Just way too early. Here, he probably waited a touch longer, touch too much, and he just popped up to center. If he got that in a line in the gap, that's a double easily with his speed. But that's exactly how David wants him to hit the ball.
Xinyin Lai is second in the lineup here for the breakers, and that's going to go behind for strike 1. We've had a change in the lineup order. So we have Paul Gardner in just now. He pops that one up incredibly high. It's a similar thing there, going up high, dropping down. Nate Strauser picking that pop up there out at third base.
Exactly the same thing. It looked so good, and you get yourself out. That's the problem. It looks so easy to hit, and then you walk away. he's just off cover now, but the hands are on the hips, and PG is frustrated himself because he knows he could have done better with that. And this is it. David, he pitches so quick and he does these quick innings. We barely have a chance to say anything. We're rushing to try and get some info out for you here, because if he gets another one like this, 2 pitches, 2 quick outs, this could be a short inning, and then the Breakers are going to go right back to it. But here comes the big man, Avon Fletcher, the big power threat in this team.
Pitcher. Flores throws down.
And same way, Avon, he has played at the highest level in Australia. He's an experienced player. He is not going to get himself out. He will take the walk. He will make David work.
And that comes in low again for ball 2. And that's ball 3 in almost exactly the same place, just bouncing off the front of the plate and up into the glove.
And Hazard David wants nothing to do with Avon. He'll happily roll one over to him to walk into first and let him try and hit one, because he could put over the fence in a heartbeat in this wind.
And comes down there, strike 1, grazes the bottom of the zone.
Oh, maybe that was the one. That was the only one Avon might get to hit. Let's see where he goes now. He's probably going to give him something way outside.
And that's fouled fast and hard down third base line, past the Tayport Breakers dugout, which is on third base line. Glasgow Comets playing down first base line now. Glasgow Comets 2 runs to the good so far.
And that's where Avon's so good. You saw how quick those hands were. That swing came out of nowhere. For a big man, he is so quick, and that's how he generates his power.
Comes in there and he hits that one hard. It's going to stay fair. Goes down third base line. Bounces comfortable, bounces over the fence. And with that, ground rules here in Baseball Scotland, because we're using temporary fencing here. If you're over the fence and it's bounced in front of it, it's called a ground rule double. So Fletcher moves up to second base, puts himself into scoring position. Tying run comes up to the plate now, and that is Hin Shin Lai.
That is Shin Yen Lai, the professor, as they call him. I gotta say, I think David got a little bit lucky there. Avon gets under that one a little bit. That's going over the fence, because he got it more on the underside of the ball. That was more of a line drive ground ball that got real quick out there to the outfield fence. So David maybe playing with the fire a little bit, giving him something to hit that he could have done a lot more damage with. But we'll see how Shin Yen picks up Avon here. Another great professional hitter who's not going to get himself out in Shin Yen. So easily 1 run to bring in with 2 outs here.
Tayport Breakers, bottom of the first, chasing a 2-run lead. And that opens up with a ball. So ahead in the count go the Breakers. Shin Yen Lai, 1-0.
This is one of the strengths of the Breakers, is the 2 folk here you see, Avon and Shin Yen. This is also the captains of the Team Scotland setup. This is the premium coaching setup in Scotland working together. So they're not going to do anything stupid. They're not going to do anything untoward. They will have a game plan and they will be executing here.
Count is 1-0. Fletcher goes for the steal, second down to third. And not picked up in time there from Rodriguez. Catcher gets a awkward catch and decides against the throw up there.
Just didn't have it in his hand and made the right choice. Instead of trying to throw it and possibly throwing it away and bringing the run in, just to eat it, know that there's 2 outs and they just need another little fly ball or ground ball here to get out the inning with a big old goose egg in that line for Breakers.
Breakers have been known to put up big innings throughout the season, so the goal here for the Comets is just to reduce that as much as possible, as Luis Moreno, third base for the Breakers, steps in and does a swinging strike there that takes us to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nope, I'm ahead in the count. I'm ahead in the lineup.
It's still Shin Yen,
Shin Yen Lai, yep.
Luis is on deck.
1-2.
Shin Yen was way out in front there on what was probably even David's change-up. It was so slow. It had time to... Wow, that's a great eye from Shin Yen. That's almost the same pitch as well.
Count goes equal high, 2-2. Runner up on third, 2 outs so far. So Flores has it in his own control here.
Yep. And for Shin Yen, again, just bat on ball. Put it in there somewhere.
Pitch comes down, swung on, hit high. It's a pop up. It's going into a run out into left field. It's taken out the air by captain Ian Davidson for a clean catch on out number 3.
That's a lucky escape. Yeah.
Comets will be happy with that. The Breakers may feel they've missed a little bit out there. No runs on the board for the Tayport Breakers coming off that ground rule. 1, 2, 3 coming up from the Glasgow Comets will be Nate Strasser, Andy Vaughan and Tyler Spence when we come back. Welcome back as we go into the top of the second here of the first of 3 games of the Caledonia Classic AAA here in Scotland. Glasgow Comets are visiting the Tayport Breakers, and it's the Comets ahead 2. Breakers still to get on the board. 1, 2, 3 now is going to be Nate Strasser, Andy Vaughan and Tyler Spence for the Glasgow Comets. Avon Fletcher remains on the mound. David Farr remains catching. And we are back underway again. And there's a little bit of pace on that one. You and Spence here play by Rory Dunn and colour.
You can say pace. I think frustration on that one is more the right word. Like I said, leaving Fletch on third in the last inning, not capitalising on that run. He's got to have a quick inning here. You're facing the bottom of the order. You should be able to just pour in strikes. These aren't the best hitters in the lineup, so you should be able to get through these guys very quickly and get your bats back up.
Arguably, this is defining here because, and that one's fouled off on an almost golf swing there. If Fletcher can get through this fast, he's found his arm, he's found his space. These teams have played 3 head-to-heads in the league, and in 2 of those, that was where Fletcher found himself. But it was that third game where it's a little bit of control loss outside the zone, and just outside the zone. And what we're going to be looking for here, certainly from the commentary we hear, as that one comes in to take us to count high 2 and 2. What we're looking for here is how fast Fletcher, if he can, get out of this inning.
Absolutely, absolutely. The Comets, they ride like a wave of momentum as a team as well, and if they're up and you let them keep getting up, then that momentum builds and builds and it becomes almost unstoppable. You want to be able to kind of halt their fun almost, halt their enthusiasm, and then get your own team back up and get yourself some hits and some runs. So you got to work quick, work hard through this bottom of the order.
3-2 pitch comes in and it comes low, and there's the walk draw. Nate Strasser, first batter, becomes first base runner and heads up the 90 feet to first base.
And you can see the frustration in Fletcher. He's puffing the cheeks out. He knows that was a waste. He should have struck that out, or at least got a quick out rather than a 5-pitch walk. So
welcome in now Andy Vaughan, the DH. I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching us will know what DH means, designated hitter, and not necessarily out in the outfield.
Yes, of course. I mean, hopefully nobody's getting that confused with any other thing else that might be a DH. It's an interesting choice.
All I can think of is the de Havilland mosquito.
Oh, right. So it's an interesting choice for the Breakers to only play 9 and not use a DH. They've chose that rather than having a DH.
Pick-off attempt goes over to first, and Nate Strasser back to the bag comfortably in time.
They've chose to, instead of having a DH taking up an at-bat, to get back to the top of the lineup. So in theory, getting the big bats more at-bats in the whole game rather than having a DH in there. But the Comets, they like to get all that team in there because they have a solid 10.
Pitch comes down, and that's going to hit the bottom of the zone for a strike.
Yeah, Andy Vaughan, he's nodding his head like, yeah, he could have hit that, should have hit that, possibly, is more the correct words.
Looks like 1-0, count low. And there's a contact, but foul down first base line. Not that far. There's a nice big gap there, actually.
That's it.
Paul Gardner
Yeah, with Tom Knox holding on the runner at first, you do leave a big gap between second and first. If you can just drop a hit through there, you'll easily get the runner to second. It's a perfect kind of hit and run play. Oh, there you go. High fastball Andy Vaughan just couldn't hold up on. It looked too good not to swing, and that's the first out of the inning.
Fourth strikeout for Avon Fletcher. All the outs have come from his arms so far as we welcome the centre fielder from the Comets, Tyler Spence, batting left-handed. And Fletcher finding the zone there, strike one. And notably, Knightstraws are being held back at first base.
Yeah.
Not able to take a lead at all there.
Interestingly, this is the only other left-hander in the Comets lineup, but Paul Gardner at second is not playing too much of a lefty shift and giving them that space for him to pull the ball into. Traditionally, you'd have the second baseman shift further over towards first with a left-hander up, as you are more likely to pull the ball when hitting.
Pitch comes down, and it's right on the ground, but Spencer goes and lured in to do the golf swing on that one.
That's a great block from David Farr as well to keep it in front of him and stop the advance on the runner.
Wind picking up again, as you said. We're getting a steady wind, but gusts up to 30. Even with all our delightful tech, you might just be experiencing the Scottish weather over the speakers as well. Glasgow Comets still up by 2 here in the top of the second. One away, runner at first. Decision between catcher and pitcher. That's the output of there, and it's going to be a strike three. Tempted to swing on an outside ball there. So 5 retired, all from strikeouts. Avon Fletcher. Alberti Rodriguez, catcher for the Comets now, represents the bottom of the order. And 10th in the lineup.
He may be 10th, but he's still a dangerous bat. Albert's been in the league a long time. He was the best hitter in this Comets lineup for years. So not one to be taken lightly just because he's hitting 10th. 2
away, runner from first goes to the steal up to second. It's a strike and the throw comes from the catcher. It's a bit slower, but it's more the case of we don't want you to go any further and we don't want the ball to get underneath us into the outfield. So it is a steal up from Strauser, but it's not going to go any further than that. Farr electing to throw just a little bit short. Now, Rory, I know you play catcher there. When you have that, are you always going to throw up there? Are you always going to throw up there but throw short?
So you'd prefer to throw short and what's called one hop the fielder rather than throw it long and throw it over their head into the outfield, because at least in a one hop.
And fouled into the backstop there from Rodriguez.
Wild swing from Albert. At least with a one hop, it's in front of them, so if it does bounce, they can keep it in front, and the ball and the play is all in front, you can see it. But if you throw it over their head into the outfield, that can roll for a long way, and then they can easily take the extra base. Runner running from first, second, you'd always be throwing because there's no one else to keep an eye on, and you've got the chance to make it. So unless you bobble it and know there's no point in even trying to throw, you're always going to try and at least make that play there too.
And ball comes down there.
Another good pick from Davey Farr there as well to keep it in front of him.
2 outs, 2 strikes, 1 ball. 2 runs to the good. Runner up on second. So for the second, brought to you by the number 2. And swing and a miss there. It's also going to be brought to you by the number 6, as that is the 6th strikeout for Avon Fletcher. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. So it's still 2 runs on the board for the Glasgow Comets. Just the single walk on that session there to leave 1 up on base. So Tayport Breakers holding that 2-run lead as they are getting ready to strike back themselves. Today's game is supported by Home Run Travel, the specialist travel agents who offer tailor-made baseball trips for UK fans with itineraries all over the US. Don't leave home without calling Home Run Travel. Find out more at www.homeruntravel.co.uk. Bottom of the second, you will have Joe Matthews, Tom Knox and David Farr as the Tayport Breakers look to get on the board and match and exceed the 2 runs from the Comets. I'm Ewan Spence.
I'm Rory Dunn.
And we'll be back with you momentarily. Bottom of the second here. Tayport Breakers have welcomed the Glasgow Comets for the first game in our 3-game series here at our Caledonia Classic Cup. Thanks all for everybody who's leaving the comments. We'll give you a shout out in a second as we go through. It's actually Lewis Marino leading off, Joe Matthews, Tom Knox coming up next as your 1, 2, 3 from the Breakers. Glasgow Comets, 2 runs. Tayport Breakers still to get off the board. And we play a regulation 7 here, and we will go to extra innings if they're needed. So we open up with a strike 1 on there.
So there might be a little bit of retribution here because Luis was a Comet over the past couple of years. So this is the one player from the Comets who has changed to the Breakers now. So let's see if there's a little hello old friend, let's give you something hard to hit kind of going on between these guys.
Not one comes down, and that's going to be swung on and lured into that one as well for not and 2.
I believe over the last year or two, Luis, who was an ex-pitcher himself, really helped David with his pitching when they're in the Comets together. So there's a little bit of a mentor-mentee going on as well here, possibly. The Padawan has now become the master.
Swing on a miss there. Let's not too much Padawan. We'll have to pay Disney.
No, good point. But that was great. Just change up from David. Luis get himself way out in front every time. I think those were slower. The last one took a break on his way to home plate. It had so much time to get there.
Thanks. A few comments up on the talkSPORT YouTube channel. We need more Dominicans. If you know where they are in Scotland, send us baseballscotland.co.uk, and we'll get them into the practice sessions and see what we can manage for next season. There's space for everybody as we get strike 1 there on Joe Matthews. Obviously, you can be out there in the field. We're looking at coaches, you can learn umpiring, you can even have a go at commentating. Those who can play, as we get another swinging strike. Those who can play, that would be Rory. Those who can't, talk about it, that would be me.
And maybe me now as well. It's 20 years I've been playing this here and starting to feel every year of it by now.
Not 2 comes down for the ball.
It's a great move from Joe to take that pitch there. That's been like 5 or 6 straight of those slow change-up pitches that folk have swung through.
Next one comes down. Ball 2, count goes equal high, 2 and 2.
Like I said at the start, you got to make him work. You got to make him actually throw the strikes. Don't get yourself out trying to chase home runs on these easy-looking pitches.
And swing and a miss there, strike 3. Matthews, I don't think happy with himself on that one there.
I don't think anybody would be happy with themselves on that. It looks so easy to hit, but let me guarantee you, hitting a baseball is one of the hardest things to do in sports.
And the baseball, the bats and everything we play here, we're at an amateur level. Major League Baseball plays with these same size balls, these same size bats, these same distance. There's no concession given when you're lower down.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's maybe a little bit bigger of an outfield in the major leagues, but everything else is exactly the same. If you take 10 swings and make 3 hits, that's a brilliant outcome in baseball.
Tom Knox swings on that one, high and hard. It's long. It's gonna bounce on. It's gonna bounce on the other side of the fence. Home run. It's called to the bases. Make sure you touch all those bags and bring yourself home as the Tayport Breakers cut that lead from 2 down to 1 as they get themselves on the board. Tom Knox there coming up. First pitch he sees. Makes solid contact there. Sends it high. Sends it long. grazes the top of the temporary fencing, drops behind, and with that, as we would say in these parts, the Breakers' dander is up.
Absolutely, that's great work from Tom Knox. You know, he sat there through the previous 2 at-bats watching those slow pitches, timing it, thinking about when to hit it, getting his front foot down to swing on time, so when he got that first pitch, he did not miss it. Comets might say a little wind assist, push that over the fence, but Tom will take every inch of that home run.
It's the same wind for everybody.
It is, it absolutely is.
A big thanks out to our Rounding First podcast, tuning in from Toronto and up the Breakers. Thanks very much for tuning in at talkSPORT. Follow us again, Baseball Scotland, in all the usual socials, and that includes YouTube as well. But we will be on talkSPORT for a 3-game series for the Caledonia Classic, so do stay with us. As that one's hit there, David Farr hits that high and long. It's popped up though, and that is caught athletically as JC Martez goes on the back pedal. Glove goes behind him, creates the perfect bow shape, and takes out number 3 out of the air. And with that, the side is retired, but not before a little bit of damage has been done there. One hit, the home run there from Tom Knox. None left on base. So we are 2 runs to the Comets, 1 run to the Breakers as we've played 2 of 7. Today's game is proudly supported by Home Run Travel, the UK's first and only baseball travel specialist. Whether fans are looking to join one of their annual tours or design a tailor-made itinerary across the US or Canada, Home Run Travel can help tick off every ballpark on the bucket list. Don't book your next baseball adventure without speaking to Home Run Travel. Find out more at homeruntravel.co.uk. Top of the second, and it's going to be back to the top of the order for the Glasgow Comets. JC Martez, Ian Davidson, and Adiso Barrios. Just have a look at the comments that are coming through now. Let's just go right through the mid-inning and say hi to you all. Artir, Rounding First podcast in Las Vegas already. Thanks very much. Rocket222, finally a real sport. Well, you know what? I'm sure talkSPORT have a feedback form. We'll be here next week. We'll be here the weekend after that. And if you want more baseball, go and ask them. If not, youtube.com/Baseball Scotland and lots of numbers afterwards. Use the search bar. And Texas Bairn. That might be Scottish there.
Oh, yeah,
Texas Bairn. Yeah, I know that pronunciation. Morning from Texas. Good afternoon from Dundee as well.
That'll be a real morning from Texas.
Why is baseball on talkSPORT? Because they asked us. Because it's a sport. It's one of... Look, there's lots of sports. You have all your football. I don't think there's a football game going on now, but if you do, it'll be on one of the other channels. But sit back, have fun, and hopefully you're entertained. And if not, then thank you at least for trying our sport. There's a lot of people out there who love baseball. It is growing across the UK and in Scotland, England, Ireland, and Wales, and all over. And we play right up to international level in terms of Team GB. They're going to be at the Olympics as well.
Well, I don't know. Hopefully, GB. I don't know if we'd make the Olympics. You got to qualify, but Team Great Britain did compete in the last World Baseball Classic, which is the World Cup for baseball, and they will be there next year, 2026 in March. Team GB will be back representing at the World Baseball Classic, the highest level of competitive baseball.
I love the fact that if you do really well in the World Cup, you're automatically through in the next one.
Yes.
You don't have to go through a qualifier. I like that.
That's a huge thing for Team GB as well, because the level is improving across the whole of Europe that they qualify with. We have representatives from women's Team GB here as well with the Tayport Breakers.
We go into the top of the third now. Glasgow Comets 2, Tayport Breakers 1. And back to the top of the order, JC Martez, Ian Davidson, and Adiso Barrios. Walk drawn by JC Martez at the top of the first as we go through there. And we'll just take a
second for the catcher. I've been there. You just need a second. Catch your breath.
I mean, literally, you're standing there as 70, 80 or 90 mile an hour balls are thrown at your body.
Your body. That's the word I was thinking of.
That's the body.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's go with that one, shall we?
Yeah, be respectful. It's you take your lumps. That's why you wear the armor. That's why you dress up like Iron Man back there, because it hurts. Even through the padding, it hurts.
Yeah, but you don't have those great big guns in your hands. You just go boom, throw the ball away.
No, here we go. I think for the Comets, don't change the game plan. Keep doing as you've been doing. You don't need to make any changes.
And that's popped up, and it's going to come close to the commentary table. It's just going to fall short of this there. So we have an extra column for that on the scorecard, Rory.
Okay.
As you've just put, commentary table 1.
No worries. This is not banana ball. There's no outs if we catch that.
Oh, we're not going to try and catch it. We're just going to put our bodies over the laptops and everything.
Protect the tech. But like I said, the Comets, their game plan is still working. They need to just keep doing what they're doing, put the pressure on the breakers and tack on a couple of runs. For the breakers, it's about keeping them and coming back at them.
Pitch comes down, and that goes inside, but hits the zone. Fletcher getting the speed and getting it accurate there.
JC tried to sell that really dramatically with that huge body pike over the plate. Thomas Haywood, the home plate umpire, is not having it though. He knows the strike zone, one of the highest qualified umpires in Europe back there.
And next one comes down, it goes low, threatening to hit the ground. So that's an equal high, 2 and 2.
Fletcher just needs to throw more strikes. He's got good stuff. 6 strikeouts already in the game. They've only put 1 ball in play so far. At 1 base hit.
And that's called strike 3, outside low on the zone. 7 retired so far, 7 from strikes.
JC didn't agree with that one, gave him a long look back, still looking back, doesn't agree with the umpire, but I think Thomas is absolutely right in that call. Little slider on the outside corner, moving away, just struck him out looking there.
For those of you watching live in the United Kingdom, at the top of the hour, 3 o'clock, there will be a test of the national alert system on your phones. So over the next 3 or 4 minutes, there's going to be lots of beeps where you are, where we are, and all around. It's just a drill. Pitch comes down. Ian Davidson does the bunt on there, but it just goes foul down the first base line.
That's an interesting idea from Ian, though, to try and test the range and flexibility of both David Farr, the catcher, and Tom Knox, the first baseman, on that bunt. Interesting tactic. Again, he's just trying to get on base here. Bunt, all you're doing with a bunt is trying to get yourself on base and cause more chaos, more havoc by stealing and working your way around. Let's see if he goes back to it.
There's certain Jason West left a comment called Let's Go Breakers here. Hi Jason. I bet you're watching this game in slightly cozier conditions than we are.
If not far from here either, Jason West, for those who don't know, is the founder of this baseball club and helped create the Tayport Breakers here in Tayport. So good to see he's cheering on.
Pitch comes down after the bunt. It's a swinging strike.
But I'm sure if he's really committed, he'd be here in person. So maybe that's a mark against him from the team he helped create.
Count goes equal high. 2 balls sitting next to those 2 strikes. 1 away. 2-1 towards the Comets. And strike 3 awarded. Strikeout number 8.
Ian even more aggrieved with that call than JC was beforehand. Did not like it. Spiked the bat into the ground. But like I said, it's a human judgment call, the strike zone. There's no robots, there's no lasers, there's no cameras. It's a human judgment call. They're not always perfect, but you play it to what it is.
And even if we did have one of those robot umpires, they only check in one plane, they don't check the 3-dimensional box.
Absolutely. To a degree, you play to the umpire's zone as well. If they play high, then you know that, and you can use that as a pitcher or as a hitter.
2 away. Luis Barrios fouls that one high into the loud metal netting as the backstop.
Extreme close-up almost for the folks at home there. Pretty close.
It's nearly a call to the insurance company for the camera.
Well, might have been. But here we go, 2 outs. It's a good inning so far for Avon, but like I said, this is the dangerous man in the lineup at DCO. Big power hitter.
Pitch comes down, 2 and 2, swung on.
But Avon is too smart
Not
as a pitcher.
2 and 2.
He knows how to get him out. He knows what he wants to do. He's got a game plan.
2 on now.
Let's see if DCO makes the adjustment from that previous swing. Puts the ball in play somewhere.
We talked earlier about what sort of Fletcher was going to turn up. As that one comes down for the ball. 8 batters faced.
That's
8 strikeouts. 9th batter now. And for those of you, the government alerts are starting to come through now. Pitch comes in high, hard and fast there.
Steele's got a wry smile on his face. You can see he's talking back with the bench. They've been talking about this. They know that he is a respected hitter, and Avon is giving him maybe too much respect.
2-2 count. Eagle High comes in. And it's a lean back there, but it's given a strike 3.
That's impressive again. That's 9 total strikeouts for Fletcher, 3 looking in this inning alone, and you can tell the Comets do not agree with that plate call from Thomas. But Fletcher will take it and gets out of the inning with his first 1, 2, 3 of the game.
No runs, no hits in that inning there. None left on base either. As the top of the third of the regulation 7. 2 runs scored in the first inning, but nothing else yet on the board for the Glasgow Comets. Breakers cutting that lead to 1 in the bottom of the second, and they'll be hoping to do the same, if not more, as we go into the bottom of the third. Today's game is supported by Home Run Travel, the specialist travel agents who offer tailor-made baseball trips for UK fans with itineraries all over the US. Don't leave home without calling Home Run Travel. Find out more at www.homeruntravel.co.uk. Your 1, 2, 3 from the Breakers as we go into the bottom of the third is going to be Donang, back to the top for Luke Lasky, and Paul Gardner.
Absolutely.
Have one ready, please, or I take pictures away. Hey, I've got it. 4. Mom. Just don't step on the king. Someone somewhere there. You don't want to see us. Vamos, va. Você, coming down.
Bottom of the third here in a rather windy Tayport Breakers Tom Waddle Field. And if we look out across the water in the Firth of Tay, we can see Dundee, we can see the shimmering clouds, and if you look behind us we can see some slightly greyer clouds that we hope are going to stay away. Opening up, Donang, for the Tayport Breakers, and Flores remaining on the mound, and starts that off with strike 1. And a swing and a miss, throws that one foul down third base line.
Just like in Luke in that first inning, he's still early on it, pulling it foul down the line. I hazard David's going to go even slower with the next pitch. Try and make him wait as long as possible.
No pitch clock here in baseball Scotland. It's complicated enough trying to avoid the wind rather than have the big buttons there. Pitch comes down there. Moment of thought, but that's going to be called a ball.
David wanted that one. It reminds me of the old Bugs Bunny cartoon where he throws the slow pitch and the whole team steps up and takes swings at it and it still hasn't reached home plate. That's what it feels like at times.
Swing and a miss and fouled off there, down third base again.
Same thing, Don's a great hitter. He also is a member of the Team Scotland setup, so hopefully he can take that good approach and get some base hits up for the Breakers. They've put a lot of balls in play, but they've only got Tom Knox's home run to show on the scorecard.
Wind dies down, moment of calm, moment of action. Throw comes down, line drive, goes into the shortstop, just batted down out the ground by JC Martez, doing his best impression of an English goalkeeper, not keeping it in the glove, but not letting it go out into the outfield, holding the single there from Donang as he goes up to first base. A slip out into the outfield, could well have guaranteed second there with the speed, but
quite possibly, yeah. I mean, great job from JC to get there even and just keep the ball, knock it down. But also, that was a high pitch. Don took an unorthodox swing and almost chopped it straight into the dirt. But back up the middle, perfect timing. Let's see if this leads to some runs for the Breakers. Now they got the leadoff man on.
Luke Lasky flew out to centre field earlier. Line drives that, bounces in front of third base. Throw from third to second, thrown down from second to first. One out at second, the second out at first.
That is heartbreaking for the Breakers. That is exactly what the Comets wanted. One pitch, one ground out from Luke. Double play, twin killing. Oh, just when things looked
Bouncing
up.
grounder from Luke Lasky out to Nate Strasser at third. Goes up to Suarez up at second in time to push out Don Ung. Down to Barrios at first base in time there as well. That will be one day of practice and hoping they would have had an opportunity. You don't see that many double plays in Scotland.
Not in that traditional 5-4-3, sorry, just waiting for the picture, 5-4-3 style double play of around the corners. And you could tell that they had to hurry up on that one as well. It was close at first. Barrios had to get a good stretch on it at the first base to actually get that play called. But a double play is so rare, you've got to celebrate it. But you could see the middle infield high-fiving after that turn.
Ball comes down there.
So now, as the breakers, yeah, that sucks, double play. You got to reset. 2 outs, you can still do damage. You got the 2, 3, 4, the big guys of the lineup, the big power hitters are all coming up here. So for PG, Paul Gardner, just get on base and let Avon bring you in. That's the plan.
Count goes up to 1-2. Gardner popping out to third base in the first inning. And there's a grounder bounce, goes up Martez, picks that up at shortstop, takes a moment to throw over the first. It's comfortably in time. Ediso Barrios taking that one there as well. And side retired. And that is a 3 up, 3 down from the Glasgow Comets. And that is just going to keep the pressure on the breakers as they preserve their 1-run lead as we finish 3 innings of the regulation 7. 1 hit coming off that play there. But also crucially then the double play there. I mean, it's no left on base, no runs added to the table either. Glasgow Comets 2, Tayport Breakers 1. Today's game is proudly supported by Home Run Travel, the UK's first and only baseball travel specialists. Whether fans are looking to join one of their annual tours or design a tailor-made itinerary across the US or Canada, Home Run Travel can help tick off every ballpark on the bucket list. Don't book your next baseball adventure without speaking to Home Run Travel. Find out more, www.homeruntravel.co.uk. Your 1-2-3 for the Glasgow Comets as they look to extend the 2-1 lead. Alfredo Pereira, Juan Suarez and David Flores. When we come back, I'm Ewan Spence.
I'm Rory Dunn.
And Ruben Hustler is in the truck doing all the production. Back shortly.
Shin Yen has moved to catcher. Shin Yen to catcher, yeah? Yeah, thank you.
I've just come back a little bit early thanks to your comments on our 2 YouTube channels, Baseball Scotland, and we also thank talkSPORT for believing in British baseball and Baseball Scotland to bring us onto there. So we'll get through some more of the comments. By all means, drop them into the chats. Ice Buddy, nice double play there, very much so. And great to have all of you watching and believing that the government now supports the Comets because of the national alert. If you think the government is going to keep an eye on a game of baseball up in Scotland and time the alert at the right time, I have a bridge I can sell you. Avon Fletcher, Shouldn't Lie, and Luis Moreno will be at the bottom of the 4th and they're going to be watching the action and adventure from Alfredo Pereira, Juan Suarez and David Flores, who take to the field as the 1-2-3 for the Glasgow Comets. Alfredo Pereira drew a single in his previous appearance. Fletcher remains on the mound, but we do have a couple of other changes for the Breakers going through there as well. The one that you'll immediately notice is Shinyin Lai is going to be moving into the role of catcher. And then we'll just
That's because Ethan Dick has arrived at third base. One of the two Team GB London Mets standout players for the Breakers was a late arrival today, but he's taken the role at third, which has moved Luis Marino to short and Xin Yen to catcher.
And there's a grounder. It's going to bounce up towards first base. Picked up by Tom Knox. Foot on the bag in plenty time. 20 feet to spare on that one there. So it's the first one away. And the first one of the outs that is not coming from the glove directly, at least, of Avon Fletcher.
Absolutely. Easy play there for Tom Knox, little dribbler to third. The biggest bonus here for the Breakers with this change is Xin Yen behind the plate. He is a previous Pitcher of the Year for Baseball Scotland. He is the nickname the Professor for a reason. Nobody calls a better game strategy than Xin Yen. So having him back there.
And a bounce there from Juan Suarez, goes over, falls short of third base. Throw goal for Ethan Dick. It's got to be fast or hard. It's got to be in time there. And it's not the 20 feet lead, it's maybe the 2 foot lead there. As Tom Knox picks that one up off the ground, and we get the classic 5-3 for the second out. The inning there.
Well, immediately the Breakers change is paying off as Ethan comes into the game and makes a great play at third, lasers the throw across the first, and to the same degree that's now 2 quick outs for Avon, saving his pitches, not having to strike everyone out. I'm guessing there's obviously a different plan now with Shinyan back there, getting him through the game, coaching him through it.
Pitch comes in there high and hard onto David Flores for the Glasgow Comets. It's pitch for pitcher time once more. Avon Fletcher, as he said, they're still on the mound, and Flores now in there. Well, given Fletcher's strikeout rate in the first 3 innings, David Flores was struck out in the first inning.
Absolutely. Wow, that's a good pitch there. Well framed from Xin Yen. He held that just long enough to let Thomas pick up that strike zone. David was walking out the box. He thought that was a ball, so
count goes equal low, 1-1. By all means, please, if you're watching live, leave your comments. We'd love to know where you're watching from, as there's a hefty swing and a miss there.
David's now behind 0-2. He's got to come back. He can have a quick inning, you know. Quick inning gives the momentum back to the Breakers.
And yeah, as said there, let us know where you're watching from. Baseball is enjoyed around the world. As that one comes in and just misses the bottom of the zone there. Count goes equal high, 2-2.
Baseball is such a game of momentum. If you have momentum, you're rolling, the game feels easier. Everything comes easier. This is the Breakers trying to build the momentum.
And swings on a high. And with that swing, the ball turns into a strike, and it's strike 3. And with that, the side is retired.
Nope, it was apparently a foul tip. They ruled that he just got enough of it.
I looked down to put something in the sky. This is why you always have 2 people in the booth, everybody, because I look down and somebody else can see what is going on. Okay, so it's going to be still 2-2. And there's the swung on. There we go. Look, I was just 1 pitch ahead. Okay, yeah. I could tell the future. Side retired there. 3 up, 3 down. 10th strikeout for Avon Fletcher. And, well, it's Comets. Need to build on that momentum, but there's still 2 runs towards the Tayport Breakers 1 run. So they're keeping themselves in the game, but they are going to be having to keep close. 1 run in Scottish baseball, in any baseball, is not a lot at all.
That is a fine margin to dance with.
Today's game is supported by Home Run Travel, the specialist travel agents who offer tailor-made baseball trips for UK fans with itineraries all over the US. Don't leave home without calling Home Run Travel. Find out more at www.homeruntravel.co.uk. Your 1-2-3 from the Breakers. Avon Fletcher, Shinyin Lai and Luis Marino are coming up here at the Tom Waddle Field here in Tayport on the windy, breezy, Scottish summery
Summer might be a stretch. I feel summer is finally past the
Summery,
yes,
yeah,
of course.
yeah. We'll be back to the bottom of the fourth shortly.
What's up? Coming down.
Welcome back as we go into the bottom of the fourth of our regulation 7. So technically we've passed the halfway mark. Ivan Fletcher, Xinyan Lai and Luis Marino for the Tayport Breakers. David Flores is staying on the mound into the fourth inning for the Glasgow Comets. No changes as yet. Pitch comes down and that's outside low for ball 1.
Here comes Breakers' best chance so far to put some big runs up. The 3, 4, 5, the big hitters.
And that's going to be fouled up high and just outside the commentary box to the right of us there. So it's still just the 1 to the commentary box and everything else belongs to the field. So count goes equal low. 1-1 there, I believe.
Makes sense that the Comets are sticking with David on the mound because it's working. 1 run so far through 4. Nothing's wrong. Why fix it if it's not broken at the moment?
Hits that high and hard and long and outfield, center field and comfortably into the tree that's well beyond the boundary. Home run. Make sure you touch all the bags. Ivan Fletcher there joining Tom Knox with home runs. All the scores coming from the fast, high, hard bats. And with that, this game is tied.
I think that's my first commentator's curse. I finally say everything's going fine for David, and Ivan Fletcher blasts the next pitch well over the center field fence. I think it took some leaves off the trees out there when it came down.
You'll be happy to know I do not believe in the commentator's curse.
Okay.
So you're okay on that one there. But we've reset everything now.
New game.
But it's a new game where the Breakers will feel they have more momentum, where they still have that game, but also the Comets will be thinking, we've held you back.
Yeah.
We're holding you down. Interesting stat, every time the Tayport Breakers score 5 or more runs this year, they always win.
Yeah.
So there's an unwritten rule here, hold them to 4 or less, you've got a chance according to the stats. Let them get 5 on the board and the momentum starts to build. So Comets, reset, trust your defense, pitch for contact. And they're straight down low and inside the zone for a strike on Xinyan Lai. And getting another equal count, low at 1-1.
Absolutely. It's still, I'm loath to say it's still working for the Comets, but they have to trust the same game plan. If you try and change it now and make it up on the fly, you can make things a lot worse. Stick to trusting the defense to make the plays behind you and how it's going so far.
2-1 pitch. Swung on, and it's going to be popped up into the Glasgow Comets dugout. No, it's just caught right on the edge of foul territory.
That is an out, yet he just kept his toes inside the boundary.
John Tafe there, first base umpire. Just watching there, as long as you've got the skin in there, it's going to be a strikeout, and that's the sort of moment where, as a defense, you can go, we're all safe.
Yeah.
We can trust everybody else. This
Absolutely.
is a team.
That's a big win for the Comets to get a good hitter like Xinyan out on that little pop-up. I don't know if it was viewable on the camera. It might have been just out of the play, but DCO made a great play to stop just before the dead ball line and pick that ball out the air to get the out for the Comets.
Luis Marino coming up now was the first strikeout for David Flores in the second inning. Quite like the same again, I feel. Pitch comes down and that's hit. It's going to go ground, stays fair and third base line long across the diamond. Into the glove, over at first base there. Strasser Barrios doing the 5-3 combination there. And just like that, the home run that you felt was going to kick off one of those innings, the Glasgow Comets have went, hold up, let's do 2 outs next.
Absolutely. That Tayport momentum, while it's still there, that's the best thing the Comets can do is get 2 quick outs, 2 little pop up a ground out, and try and kill that momentum they think they're building.
Joe Matthews struck out swinging in the second inning here.
And you know, Joe Matthews, just like Luis before, looked a little silly in that first at bat, swinging through the changeup. So Joe Matthews wants some payback here.
None on that one, just ducks that one and lets it go inside for a ball.
The same way behind Joe Matthews is home run man Tom Knox. So for Joe Matthews, don't worry about trying to hit one yourself. Just get on base. There's big hitters, there's power all down this lineup. You don't have to be the hero. There's 9 heroes here. You got to get on to let the other guys bring you in.
It looks like 2-0. That comes down.
That's a nice little pitch from David there just to float one in. Joe watched the previous 2. He's probably thinking he was going to get a third ball right there. Change it now. Goes in the attack a little bit, possibly, Joe.
2-1 comes in. Ball 3.
That's great patience.
2 outs so far in the tied game, 2-2 here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's going to be fouled off back into the reeds.
Right behind the Breakers dugouts. We'll reset, we'll do it again.
Oh, sorry, no, that's into the executive boxes that we found.
Oh, the executive boxes, okay.
And you can't see behind the camera. So many.
All you could want is back here. Peanuts, Cracker Jack. No beer, unfortunately.
And that's ball comes in there. Ball 4.
It's a great job from Joe to work that walk and keep this inning going. Brings up Tom Knox. He only saw 1 pitch last time, but he took it deep. You think he's going to be thinking the same thing now.
And this is where the Comets need to be careful, because that sort of moment runs up the pitch count for David Flores.
Yeah.
Could have been an out there and charged the side. You're probably going to be now throwing a couple more pitches in there. We know Tom Knox's power. He's got a teammate on up at first. We know it's a tied game in the bottom of the 4th. We know that the winds are gusting up over 30 miles an hour now here.
Yeah.
So,
like I said,
the momentum shifting, there's an opportunity here to get confidence for either team.
Absolutely.
Runner goes from first up to second. The steal is on. The long throw comes up and it bounces and goes underneath and into the outfield. So it is a successful steal there, and the Comets will probably feel just a little bit disappointed that they just fell just a little bit short there of catching Joe Matthews out on the steal. Nevertheless, puts him into scoring position in a tied game, 2 runs apiece.
Absolutely. Now Tom Knox doesn't have to do anything crazy. He's just got a line drive. Even just put the ball the opposite way and get that run in from second.
Key here, though, remember, 2 outs.
2 outs, absolutely. That runner's going to be running hard on contact. Comets just need to relax and trust the game. Trust the game.
Pitch comes down, popped up. It's going to stay in the field. It's going to be over the mound, and David Flores is just going to take that himself and retire the side at that 1 home run to open up the inning and equalise the game from Avin Fletcher. Until then, it's 3 outs and the walk. So it's holding back. It's tied game, but there's no more extra damage done. 1 hit on there for the Tayport Breakers, 1 being left on base and another run on the board also. So tied game as we've played 4 of the regulation 7. Today's game is proudly supported by Home Run Travel, the UK's first and only baseball travel specialist. Whether fans are looking to join one of their annual tours or design a tailor-made itinerary across the US or Canada, Home Run Travel can help tick off every ballpark on the bucket list. Don't book your next baseball adventure without first speaking to Home Run Travel. Find out more at homeruntravel.co.uk. Your 1, 2, 3 coming up for the Comets as they look to get themselves back in the lead will be Nate Strasser, Andy Vaughan and Tyler Spence. Okay, what's your favourite Disney song, given that we already have to pay them, Rory?
Not my fault we have to pay Disney. I only mentioned Star Wars. It's not my fault they bought everything.
I'm going with Mary Poppins' Let's Go Fly a Kite.
Oh, that's a great song as well, because my choice would probably be from Mary Poppins as well, Chim Chim Chiroo.
Yeah, but that doesn't have any wind referred into it.
Oh,
I'm doing a terrible, terrible link to the weather that we have here at the Tom Waddle Memorial Field as we go into the 5th inning here with Nate Strauser, Andy Vaughan and Tyler Spence for the Glasgow Comets. No relation, by the way. At least not that I'm aware of. As that one, second pitch comes in for a ball. Avon Fletcher remaining on the mound into the 5th inning for the Tayport Breakers.
There's just an odd little drop of rain starting to come as well. We can feel it here at the commentary booth. So there might still be a twist in the weather for this game. Rain is not baseball's friend.
Certainly not the scorer's friend when he's got it all on a bit of paper.
Absolutely.
Bad enough that I've got to tape it to the table.
If only we had one of these executive boxes.
I know, yeah, but we can't be helped. They bought it from B&Q, not us.
Yeah.
Pitch comes down from Fletcher. And finds the inside of the zone there.
Great pitch, Fletcher again. Just got to pour in strikes, have a quick inning and get yourself back up to bat.
Count goes equal high, 2-2. Tied game here in the top of the 5th. Fletcher once more makes his decision. It's going to be strike 3. Goes in low in the zone, and the golf swing from Nate Strauser guarantees that one there. And it is the 11th strikeout
Absolutely.
for Avon Fletcher.
Filthy stuff from Avon Fletcher. 11 Ks into the 5th inning here. His stuff has been so good. It's just been his command a little bit in that first inning that's let them down, let those 2 runs in to start the game with. Let's see if he can carry it on here, if he's found himself, and finish off this inning.
Andy Vaughan up next, struck out in the 2nd. And strike 1 to lead off there, and falls behind 0-1. So there's going to be a question on management here. Do you leave Fletcher in here, remembering it's a 3-game series?
Well, as you can see, he's a big, strong guy. He is an in-shape athlete. He has racked up pitch counts this year already in the hundreds.
I think also you have to consider that the defence of the Comets is holding them back to 2. You're in a tied game. There's an interesting choice to be made there.
Absolutely.
And that's going to be strike 3, but it's a drop 3rd strike, so the throw has to go up from the catcher to Tom Knox up at first base there. So there's the first out. Okay, go on then. It's not quite the infield fly rule, but drop 3rd strike. Talk us through it.
Drop 3rd strike, so the pitch coming in from the pitcher, if the batter swings or if it is in the strike zone and it is strike 3, but the catcher does not catch it cleanly, then it is deemed a dropped 3rd strike and the batter can run to first. The fielder has to be in control of the ball, touching the first base to record the out. So normally your catcher will pick the ball up or go and retrieve the ball from the backstop and throw down to the first baseman to stand on first. So a tough way to get on first base, but still an effective way to get on in some games.
But not here. It was a ground out 2-3. Interesting, of course, the K is still counted towards Avon Fletcher's statistics there.
Absolutely.
So he's up to 12.
Absolutely. It's one of the ways that you can get more than 3 strikeouts in an inning. You can have 5 strikeouts in an inning if you have 2 drop 3rd strikes and the runners reach first.
Tyler Spence now struck out swinging in the 2nd inning, 2 away here for the Glasgow Comets as he goes for the swing on that one as well, and it is side retired, and it's a 1-up strike. Back you go, 2-up strike. Well, it's drop 3rd strike, so you can have a little bit of an exercise up to first base, but it's right next to your dugout anyway, and then a clean strike out there. 3 up, 3 down there for the Tayport Breakers. Defence holding strong as the Glasgow Comets failed to build on their lead here in the top of the 5th. Today's game is supported by Home Run Travel, the specialist travel agents who offer tailor-made baseball trips for UK fans with itineraries all over the US. Don't leave home without calling Home Run Travel. Find out more at www.homeruntravel.co.uk. Your 1-2-3 coming up the Tayport Breakers going into OFES is going to be Ethan Dick making his first appearance at bat, Don Ung and Luke Lasky coming through here. Let's take a little look through some of your comments. For those of you watching on talkSPORT, we thank you for joining us and experiencing the delights of baseball outside of a stadium that can hold 40,000 people as we welcome you to Scotland here. Cryptic X, why is this being broadcast? The clue is in the talkSPORT name. I talk a lot. There's some sport going on. PM because it's amazing. Thanks, PM.
That answers that one right there.
We're Rounding First podcast because it's sick. Hey, Rounding First, ewanspence@gmail.com. Drop me an email. Maybe we can come on and chat baseball Scotland with you over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Arns, I'm glad you found your own way to enjoy the broadcast. Congratulations. Whatever you do, stay safe out there. Cryptics, thanks very much for your comments as well. We enjoy playing this game. We enjoy talking about this game. Baseball is the game that can work at all levels. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we will go into the bottom of the fifth.
Bottom fifth. So new hitter up, Ethan Dick, the new third baseman, gets his first at bat in the place of it was David Farr who was catching. Ethan Dick, a guy who normally for Tayport this year has been batting in the 4 slot right behind Avon, so a guy who can do damage, a good hitter. This is just where he's been inserted into the lineup in that substitution.
Not one pitch, comes down. Becomes a 0-2.
David can't believe his eyes at that call. He really wanted that pitch. He wanted that strike.
Ethan Dick also has pitcher's arm on him as well, so he is in the bullpen. It's unlikely I think we'll see him today. There's a few more choices that Tayport have before there, but he is there to offer a little bit of depth. As he hits that one, it's a grounder, bounces hard and high and vaults past Barrios in first base. Suarez stops it going any further, but in any case, Ethan Dick sprints up to first base, foot on the bag, overrun protection is all there. So safe at first. Ethan Dick joins in the game, and with the swing of the bat there is the one more hit for the Breakers, who've managed 1 hit in every inning so far.
Yeah, no, they've been putting the ball in play, just they've hit it at a couple of folks so far. Got to say that was a great effort from Edicio at first, the huge diving play, the Superman-esque leap, so close, but even if he caught that, you got to think Ethan's going to beat the pitcher or second baseman to the bag to cover it. Good job from Ethan there to get down the line.
I said it last time. Keeping him fair. Donung there, of course, drew a hit in the first appearance. That was at the bottom of the third. Got to watch for Ethan going to do it. Sprint up to stolen base now, aren't we?
Well, I jinxed it last time saying they're going to capitalise, and then it was a double play straight away.
And that is a line drive. Bounces the grounder on third base. It's going to be fair, goes out in deep left field. There's up to second as Ethan slides into third base, and it's going to be a double for Donung as he rounds the first base. And just, you know what, keep the foot on the gas. Keep the spikes going into the ground. Get yourself into second base, and like that, 2 into scoring position. And this is where the Tayport Breakers' previous history, you start to think, is this when they are going to break through the game? And this is when the Comets defense needs to stay strong, needs to trust themselves, but it is a 2-2 game.
It is. That was great. If anything, Ethan, the lead runner there, he allowed that to be a double by taking the aggressive turn at second and running for third to make the close play. If he just held up at 2 and taken the easy single, Don would still be held at 2, but because of Ethan's hard, aggressive base running into third, it allowed Don to move up as well. So now we're top of the order, Luke Lasky, no outs, 2 runs on base. You don't have to do too much here to take the lead. Ball, sack fly, ball somewhere, you can record an out and still get a run in and take the lead.
And there are no outs yet, so there are a number of strategic options.
A lot of choices.
So look, flew out to deep center field in the first, and then part of that double play to be forced out at second.
I think the Breakers have got to feel confident enough that they're not going to drop a bunt or anything crazy here. Let Luke swing the bat. He is a good hitter.
And there's a swing there, and it's line drive, center field, it's in the gap, it's comfortably through, 1 run scores. So going to hold up, so we have Tayport Breakers sitting at the corners. Luke Lasky with the RBI single there, doing a solid flat round line drive, take your pick. It's flat, it's fast, and situationally you get 1 run across the bag. You get a runner up to third who's dangerous there, and you give yourself a single as well. No outs at the moment. It's a 1-run lead, 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth for the Tayport Breakers with runners at the corners.
Absolutely, and the Comets just choose to take time, go and have a chat, go and settle your pitcher down. You've given up a bit of hard contact, maybe feeling a little high, emotions are running, the adrenaline's going. You just got to, as your catcher, you got to go out, you got to talk to him, settle him down. Hey, buddy, here's the game plan. Here's what we're going to do. We'll get you out of this. Trust the team. Tayport, they leave runners in the corners. They could have maybe had 2 there. Runner could have come in on that base hit, but they keep them on the corners, which keeps the pressure on the Comets.
We got an interesting question coming in on the chat there, so thanks to Michael Clay for this one. Can Avon Fletcher get to 20 Ks, the record for most in a Scottish League game? We've had 2 groundouts in the 4th inning, so we're playing 7, so that's 21, so it's 19. So unless we go to extra innings, or we get something interesting with the dropped 3rd strike.
As I said earlier, dropped 3rd strikes count even if the runner makes it a 1st. So if he's hunting records, you got to tell your catcher to start dropping some stuff so you can strike out more guys. I don't think that's the game in the finals.
That's what they're going to play. Look, if everything else is a strikeout, I think we'd be at 20.
Looks like we've got a pitching change coming on. I think we're going to see JC Marte come in to take over for David Flores on the bump. So probably a little bit longer of a break in the action here while they give him his warm-up. Scottish games, you get 8 warm-ups in time to stretch. Moving around, looks like David is moving out towards the outfield.
We'll just wait and get those changes for you when we get those changes as well.
Absolutely. So this is the big turning point for the Breakers in this game, and it stays this way because they've broken out. They've got the lead. They got to keep the pressure on here and try and have a big inning. Try and put it out of reach here. You don't want to end up with a 1-run game and then biting your fingernails, stressing yourself out the rest of the game. If you can here, you're about to have Paul Gardner come up, your 2, 3, 4 hitters, no outs. This is the time to really put a big inning, put the game out of play, and then you can rest your bullpen. You can rest Avon Fletcher from the mound if you wish to. Sure, he's maybe chasing a 20K record, but rest him and save the arm because it's a 3-game series and there's plenty more baseball to be played before the cup is lifted by anybody.
Next week, of course, we will head down to Glasgow as we go for the 2nd game, and both teams will want to be taking the lead. And the 1-0 is just a 3-game series. It becomes a winner go home next weekend for the team that loses here. Your changes, as we said there, JC Martez coming up onto the mound. David Flores will get his full pitching line for you in a second. Moves out to centre field, and it's centre field. Tyler Spence goes down into shortstop there as well.
Here we go now. JC is ready. The umpire's ready. He's called Paul Gardner up, so we'll continue this inning. No outs. Runners in the corners. JC's got to pull a magic trick here to get out of this one. A little bit of an illusionist escape act. Try and keep this game close for the Comets to come back.
And runner goes from first up to second. The steal is on as that is fouled into the tree. So you sprint to second, you turn around and you jog back to first.
No worries. PG hunting on the first pitch there, no hanging around. The scouting report in JC is not that different from what David was earlier. He's going to throw a lot of strikes. He's not going to throw it past you. He doesn't throw like Avon does, hard fastballs, lots of gas, but it's going to be strikes. It's all going to be moving. It's all going to look like you can hit it, and then it's going to just drop out the zone or move away from your bat at the last minute and going to get you to ground out or pop it up.
Now the runner goes from first to second again. Rodriguez does the throw up to the mound just to keep everybody a little bit honest there and put a bit of pressure on. But Luke Lasky heads up now for the steal up to second. Flores final pitching line, 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs conceded, 1 walk and 3 strikes on there as Paul Gardner watches another strike come down there to put the count equal high, 2-2.
Exactly the same thing. It was a slow pitch that Paul Gardner just couldn't wait on. A wild swing, trying to pull the ball, trying to do some damage.
Runners at second and third. Lasky at second. Running at third as that one reaches the backstop. But again, close backstop. No real decision to run.
The ball comes back to you real quick off this metal backstop. You can hear how hard it hits off. Wise choice of the runner. You've got people on. You've got no outs. Why try and waste an out, so to speak, on a possibility when you've got the big home run hitter, Aidan Fletcher, up behind Paul Gardner. Trust in your team, trust in your teammates.
And there's a knock there that goes up, picked up by second base. Decision's going to be to throw to home. And there's going to be a collision at home, but no tag applied. So there's another run home. Don Ang takes it to 4 runs for the Tayport Breakers, 2 for the Glasgow Comets that they put over in the first inning, but haven't been able to build on that since then. And we have runners remaining at the corners.
Well, we lose Luke Lasky moves up from second to third on that. Paul Gardner running at first. Maybe questionable choice from Juan Suarez. The ball was hit kind of slowly, so you could definitely either get the out at 1 or you try and stop the run scoring at home, which is a lot riskier. He went for the play at home, and it was a good throw, and it was very close. Donning just got in there under the tag, made it a tough play at home, put the pressure on. So now we reset. Big Aidan Fletcher coming up to bat. 2 full cons, still no outs, 2-run lead. He could really put a hurt on them here with 1 swing.
Runners at the corners, 4-2 to the Breakers. Runner goes from first to second. There's the steal. It's Scottish 2-step. Step 1, get on base. Step 2, steal second. And you've got a runner up at third. In weather like this,
it's so advantageous.
You're not going to do anything.
So advantageous when you have runners in the corners. That steal is almost a given, because if the catcher throws down to second base, then the runner on third can come home very easily unless it is a perfect, absolute hard throw. So Paul Gardner not hanging around, getting onto second, getting himself out of possibly being part of a double play if things go badly for Aidan Fletcher.
And that's a grinder who goes into the shallow left field. That's going to bring one of the runs home. And the second run is going, sprinting in hard. It's bobbles around the glove there of Nate Strauser, and Tyler Spence out between third and shortstop, and that is going to bring another run in on the board comfortably from Luke Lasky. Paul Gardner deciding, you know what, let's put some speed on. Found some speed in those legs. Sometimes experience gives you an extra few meters per second, and he comes over for 1 more run. That's 4 on the board in this inning. And we talked earlier about what happens if you get a monster inning from the Tayport Breakers. This is what happens when you get a monster innings from the Tayport Breakers. I stumbled that phrase. I would have got that when it wasn't windy.
Absolutely. You can see a little bit of body language in the Comets. There's some dropped shoulders. There's some slumps, some little disappointments. You know, this is when they beat themselves up, so to speak. They kind of look at each other going, you should have made that. That's when the Comets will lose games, because they kind of let how good they've been kind of fall apart when they're trying to question why it's going wrong. Whereas the Breakers, they just keep piling on. Aidan Fletcher not hanging around, running on down to second, keeping the pressure going. Shin Yen now up to bat, trying to bring Avon home.
Swing and a miss there, going foul tip actually, so grazing contact on the bat.
Bit of a wild swing from Shin Yen. I think he was maybe trying to do too much, trying to pull that into the outfield, when same thing. Avon didn't do too much. He just dropped a line drive through the gap, little single. Exactly the same hit from Shin Yen there as Avon previously.
Aidan Fletcher hits third base, decides against running back there, puts runners on the corners as well. Ball staying relatively close there in shallow left out to third base, and I guess part of the thinking there is you've got the single, you're going to get onto second as well. We can get 2 more into scoring position, and I've just taken it all the way around to third base as well. Did steal second on the last play quietly before anybody noticing there.
And that's it. That ball, it wasn't hit hard, but it was hit where nobody was standing, and sometimes that's what you got to do. Is Shin Yen takes off for second, exactly as we said beforehand. It's almost a freebie steal down to second when you've got runners on the corners. Ian Davidson left field, he has a strong arm, so he came to that quickly, and even wisely put the brakes on rounding third rather than try and test the arm when they have the momentum.
Pitch comes into Luis Moreno, foul down the third base line, strikeout and a ground out previously. He's moved over from third base to shortstop when we get back and have the Comets going on.
And Luis Moreno, great hitter. He's been their walk-off hero. He hit a walk-off home run last week to take down the Edinburgh Diamond Devils in the semi-finals. 2 weeks before that, he hit a walk-off single to win Tayport the league. Last 2 games, he's been Mr. Big Hit. I'd say Mr. October, but it's cold enough in September up here as it is.
Yeah, but we can get the Mr. October t-shirts for slightly cheaper. Pitch comes down, and that's lofted. It's going out into left field. Liam Davidson doing his best to reach up and catch that. Bounces behind him into the fence, but stays into the playfield. So there's Avon Fletcher comfortably home in that one. Chunyan Yai has another extra 90 feet to go from second, but manages that as well. So 2 more across the board there. It is a 2 RBI double from Luis Marino there, and 6 runs in this inning. We talked about posting up a big inning that can make the difference. Coming into this one with a tied game 2-2, this is where you get the difference. This is where the pressure is applied. Now, we play a regulation 7. We're in the bottom of the 5th. There is time to for the Glasgow Comets to do exactly the same.
Of course, absolutely. There's always time in baseball, but what you run out of is chances. After this, there is 6 outs left for the Comets, and you got to make good use of them. You can't give them away, so you got to turn them all into battles and fight and use those 6 outs wisely.
Joe Matthews now strikeout and walk on the card already, and there's a ball coming in there, so he's going to start that bit of the campaign once more.
So now the Comets, they got to reset. They're frustrated. That was a tough play out in left field. The ball hung up on that line drive a bit higher than I think everyone expected. Just went over Ian Davidson's head and all the way to the fence.
Currently, Glasgow Comets on 2, Tayport Breakers on 8. No outs as yet in this inning. Runner up at second in scoring position. 6 already across the board there. As a count goes 1 and 2 on Joe Matthews. Instead there, bottom of the 5th of the regulation 7. And Tayport Breakers already doing an inning that will...
That's a big strikeout for JC to get that there. That's it. Now that momentum went against them. Now you got to shift it back. Big strikeout. Get you up. Get your team up. Get the noise. Get everything positive from the team.
Tom Knox, who put the first run on the board with a home run knock that sneaked over the fence in the second inning, popped up in the mount in his second appearance. So it's a card of good and bad, or bad and good, depending on which side of the field you are playing. Runner remains up at second.
I think it was just a question about the call on that previous at bat. Umpires are just confirming.
Playing with 4 umpires.
Number of outs you have on the score sheet, please. Number of outs you have on your score sheet. 1. 1 down. 1 down.
Oh, sorry, Mark. It was a question of number of outs. That's sometimes you have these long innings where nobody makes it out, and you go, surely we should have had 1 by now. How are we only on 1 out?
I know you've played this game a lot, but you're trusting me. Oh, it's 4.
Get in the comments. Let us know how many outs you remember there being.
As always, do leave yourself in the comments as well. As I said, love to know where you're all watching from, whether you're watching us on talkSPORT. Line drive straight into the glove. That easiest to Barrios there, fast, hard in the direction. But when you can get a bat in front of a ball and it catches, sometimes your first base, you just put the glove out. You know what? The ball appears. 2 outs.
Sometimes the ball just finds you and you're in the right spot. Edizio, he was absolutely in the right spot there to deal with that absolute rocket from Tom Knox. Luckily, he tried to throw off to pick Luis behind at second base, and it went into left field, but Luis was not for running anymore.
Runner up at second, pick-off attempt made. It's not going to be in time, but keeps everybody honest. So
smiling at each other there. We had the comment earlier asking for more Dominicans. We got 2 Dominicans here on the bump and at second base, smiling, laughing at each other. They've played this game a long time. They know how to play this.
Glasgow 2, Breakers 8, still building. 2 outs though here in the bottom of the 5th of 7.
And that's it's back to Ethan. So we've batted round, 1 time round the order in this inning. That's how you make a big inning.
Ethan singled to open up the inning. Lets that one go for a ball, bounces in front. No attempt to steal though from second down to third. Probably wisely. Remember, we're at 2 outs now.
Absolutely. It is the cardinal sin in baseball. You never make the 3rd out at third base. That's when you get given extra laps, or you've got to go by the round in the bar afterwards for all your teammates. The 3rd out at third base is the cardinal sin.
And that's a grounder, goes up, picked up in short, so bobbles round the feet. Throw down to first base is not going to be in time, so that's another single there from Ethan Dyke. Ground conditions there, bouncing the ball out. I'm going to be generous. We'll see what the official scorer is.
That's a tough play. That was a hard hit ball. It felt like he had it, but it just was under the glove. Like he couldn't even find it under his feet because it was so under him. And by the time he picked it and threw, Ethan quickly down to first base, hustling hard, trying to keep the inning alive. So now
runners on the corners, 2 out so far. Pitch comes down as second time Don Ung in this inning, who picked up a double previously.
Absolutely smashed a grounder past third for a double to get the inning really hyped up at the start.
Rana goes up from first to second. You've got a base run at third as well. So let's just put 2 into scoring position. 2 away. First base is open, and it's a 2-for-2 game so far for Don, with a single in his first appearance, a double in the second. And if you think you're going to see a pattern going through there, Breakers would love to see that as well, because it would probably bring another 2 home. No run limit or inning limits or out limits that we have here in Baseball Scotland's at AAA level, as the count goes 2-1.
Absolutely.
Martez pitches into that one. It's a hard swing and a miss there as we count goes equal high, 2-2.
Bit of a wild swing from Don there, trying to do too much. We are 2-2. All the twos is like to say 2 on, 2 outs, 2-2. Let's see if Don can just slice a little single somewhere and pick up 2 more runs.
Pitch comes down, hits that one high and hard. It's going to the outfield. Ian Davison underneath it, and he watches it go over the fence. Home run.
One.
Touch all the bags. 3 more on the board. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 run inning so far with 2 outs, so there's still more opportunities to score on that. It's an RBI 3 and a home run. 3rd home run for the Tayport Breakers in the game so far, as Don takes that and gets himself to go around 4 bases. Ethan Dick runs round 3 to get the run going home. Luis Moreno only had to run another 90 feet, but that brings another run home as well. And this is a Tayport Breakers taking that explosive inning, taking control, and also we have to think mentally. This was a new pitcher in this inning. Flores stepped off the mound to let JC Martez step into this inning as well, and there is a clear difference in the scorecard as we go back to the top of the order. Luke Lasky knocks that one high, and it's going to drop in the gap in centre right field. It's picked up by Pereira, so it doesn't go any further, but Lasky decides he's going to attempt second base. He slides in safe underneath the tag.
Luke Lasky, we're not even giving us a sec to talk about the 3-run dinger before he slices a double into the gap. The Tayport Breakers look like they're warm now. Like the first 3 innings were them warming up, and now they're ready to hit. Anything is getting laced to the outfield.
So, are we giving him the double, or did he? Didn't motor. He just kept on going.
That's a double all day. Line drive into the gap between centre and right. Absolute double. Picked off though, possibly.
Picked off though at second.
No, he's called safe.
Called safe from our outfield umpire.
That was close. Will they appeal it? I think they're going to. Nope. They're not being given the appeal. We'll wait and see what happens here. I want to say that 3-run.
I think its team captain has to make the appeal rather than the catcher.
We'll let them figure it out. I was just going to say that 3-run home run. I don't want to start placing weird bets. I was going to say Don has a chance at a cycle if this game goes on too long, but then suddenly the Tayport team has a chance at the even rarer feat of the home run cycle. Solo shot, 2-run shot, 3-run shot. If someone hits a grand slam, we'll see something that's never been done in Scottish baseball, the home run cycle in a game. Admittedly, I mean, this would be a bit of a laugher by then. While they can figure out if it is an appeal to second, I think
it's going to be close. We cannot go to New York for this one. Everybody in the comments can actually rewind in YouTube.
Yeah, you can be our VAR. You can go to the booth. Let us know. From my view, I think that was real close. I think Luke almost just got caught napping at second. But I'm not the umpire.
I mean, you heard the call. I thought the tag was there first, but the base paths here in Tayport are a little bit lower. The grass is a little bit higher, so I don't have a clear shot of the sole of the feet here.
Yeah.
But it's going to be called safe on the pickoff attempt there up at second. So Paul Gardner back in, pop out, ground out already on the card, and I can't read my notes here whether it was a single or a walk previously.
No, I think it was a walk. I think
That was dangerous.
Thomas Hayward there just issuing a warning to the Comets, it looks like. He didn't like that.
Nobody was ready there, and he hit the catch in the mast.
Thank you.
It's an official warning.
Official is just letting us know. There's just a quick pitch there before the umpire and the players are ready. So he's just issuing a warning to JC Marte. Hopefully that's not frustration. Hopefully there's nothing bad, ill-tempered or ill-meaning about any of that, and it's just a natural kind of cross-up. JC Marte wants to get the game going. He wants to play, and Thomas wasn't quite there yet.
Thank you all for watching, and do follow us on all the socials. BaseballScotland.co.uk is the website. You'll find us on our own YouTube channel as well. We thank everybody who's watching on talkSPORT. Find the feedback form and tell talkSPORT you like it. We might be able to do this again. We're definitely doing it again next weekend and the weekend after that for the 3 weekends of the Caledonia Classic. So do keep an eye on us there, and feel free to pick us up, follow us, say hi, and let us know where you're watching from. Pitch comes down. Paul Gardner lets that one go to the ball as it bounces around the dirt. Nick Price asking, how can I get involved with baseball in Scotland? Baseballscotland.co.uk. Get in touch with us through the email. Leave us a message on Facebook, and we will help you out there. We have teams and clubs based in Glasgow, in Edinburgh, up here in Tayport as well, and there's a number of other university teams around Scotland as well. Comes in there. Paul Gardner lets that one for another ball there.
Paul Gardner being sensible here, having a patient at bat, not trying to swing and attack. Let the Comets beat themselves up. Let them be their own worst enemies here.
3 balls. There's another attempt at the pickoff up at second. Lasky clearly in time and diving just to make sure on that one there. 9 runs on the board in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 runs in this inning. 2 already scored, so it's 11 to the Tayport Breakers as they welcome the Glasgow Comets on 2 runs there. They'll get their chance to strike back in a second. That not a strike, that's the ball there. So Paul Gardner, who has had an impressive on-base percentage this year, once more puts himself up on the first base. So we have runners at first and second. It's 2 away. Avon Fletcher steps in now. A single, a double, a home run.
Oh, I mean, he's got the legs for a triple. He might look like a big guy, but he can motor.
I don't believe in the commentator's curse. You do. Pick-off attempt up at second again. Luke Lasky goes in safe on that one there.
I think they had him at second again, but nothing there, nothing happening.
They're going to be sitting there, and Avon's going, no, I want to go this time.
Yes. Even once.
Their thunder is down. It's my turn. Give me something interesting. What are you going to get? You're going to get a ball. Check throw up to first from catcher as Rodriguez goes up to Barrios, just keeping everybody honest. Not in time there. So it remains with the 2 outs there. Paul Gardner getting up there previously on the walk. Runners at first and second. Third base is open. 2 outs. It's 11-2 to the Breakers, looking to build on that. It's pitcher, but it's the first time we have Avon Fletcher receive that pitch there as Fletcher hits that high. It's going to bounce just beyond the outfield on the left-hand side. 1 run's going to come in. That takes it to 12. Paul Gardner motors round, find that extra meter per second, finds it. Second one goes over. It's a 2 RBI double from Avon Fletcher. The stats would have liked him to find another 90 feet, but you know what? Runs are runs. Get them in and find yourself another 2 for an inning that could arguably get their hand on the trophy. There are 2 handles. Their hand is close to the first one.
You got to think there's some fingertips already thinking about getting their hands on it. This team have won the cup more than anybody else. Their name is on that trophy already twice in the previous 3 years. A lot of guys on this team were part of that winning team. They know what to do. They know how to win this tournament. This is the first time, though, that we've played it as a 3-game series. It used to be a 1-game, one-and-done kind of game. And let me tell you, because I played in some of them, that's a heartbreaking game to lose in a 1-game thing. This 3-game series, Tayport will be feeling good as the pitch goes past Albert and even moves up to third base. Tayport will be feeling good to take this first game like this. But we go to Glasgow next week, home territory for the Comets. They can always come back and do the same damage in their home territory. It's a new week next week, and you can level it straight back up. Nothing's guaranteed.
Pitch comes down. That's going to be inside on the letters for the ball. Shunyin Lai there. Cards so far, fly out, pop out, and singles so far, just giving the little indication you stay up there in third. Don't come down yet. It's still on 2 outs, and since those 2 outs, 4 more have come home.
Absolutely, and let's see where Shinyan takes this now. JC's been wild. There's been a lot of balls here.
Comes in there. That's going to be bounced to the outside. There's another ball there.
I gotta think, the Comets bullpen, after this, really it's Alfredo in their bullpen, if there are other options. Do they stick with this, give the game, save the arms?
Comes down there, draws a walk, runners go to the corners once more.
And that's it, you know, like you just keep going. There's no need for Shinyan to try and swing out of his shoes and try and hit something that's not going to do anything good. Take the walk, keep the lineup rolling. Luis just hit a 2-run double this inning already. You've got runners on the corners. You're going to be stealing any second.
And that's going to hit hard but foul down third base line. Just hooks that into the out of play there. 2 outs, runners at the corners. I keep having to count the runs on that one to make sure I'm sure. 13 to the good for the Tayport Breakers. Glasgow Comets 2. Every time the Breakers have scored more than 5, they've won the game here in 2025.
It sounds pessimistic, but for the Breakers, the biggest thing as soon as this inning's over is making sure that they don't lose the momentum pitching-wise. This has been a long layoff for Avon Fletcher. His arm will get cold. It might take him a bit to get back up and to get throwing strikes again. They might just go to the bullpen.
I was going to say, is there an argument there that you say to Avon, don't warm up, cool down, warm up. We're just going to bring in.
Absolutely. I can't see anybody warming up or even stretching looking like they're going to be taking that place.
That's probably because Shinyan Lai is actually at bat at the moment.
Well, he's their catcher, and Shinyan's on first.
And Far hits that one into the gap, goes out into the outfield. Ian Davison picks up that grounder. One more run comes home. That's 14 now on the board so far, 12 in this inning for the Tayport Breakers. Single there going through.
As I was saying earlier, I feel the bullpen for the Breakers includes people like Luke Lasky, Daunton, and Shinyan Lai. But I feel if you're going to go to, and Ethan Dick, of course, who is their closer, but you don't need your closer if it stays like this. So you can rest him for a game at least. I think the smart move would be to pull Avon and go with the go to your bullpen. But he's been so dominant. You know, if he's good to go, give him a quick shutdown inning, 3 more strikeouts, and really just put the game to bed.
The ball there goes behind Joe Matthews there as we have runners at first and second. It's still 2 outs, and JC Martez in his first inning has given up quite a few runs on this one there as that goes inside low for another ball.
Joe Matthews, the only. Oh, he's been on base once. I was about to say the only member of the Breakers not to get on base yet, but he's got on
walk
there.
In the 4th.
Yeah. You know he's looking to join the hit party though.
And that could be it there. It's a high fly, possibly a pop out, center and outfield, and it's going to be pushed. Oh no! It's going to be clear home run.
I don't know. I think they're calling it a double. I saw it bounce, but I couldn't tell if it was in front or behind the fence.
There may also.
We're waiting for the umpires to make the call.
So we got a 4 umpire.
Yeah, they're calling
double
it.
signal by Thomas Hayward on home plate and chief umpire John Schaefer on first, Robert Dolan on third. And yes, single moniker Wolfie, single name like Beyonce
Absolutely.
or Madonna out there on center field. Ground rule double there. That is going to bring 2 home though. Avon Fletcher comes in from third. Shinyan Lai comes in from second. Luis Moreno gets pushed round to third base.
Yep.
And, you know, if it had just bounced and died, you would have had another run on there.
I thought that was a catchable ball, to be honest, but it just seemed to pass the outfielders.
And there's another pop-up there. Tom Knox, it's catchable. It's catchable. Barrios takes that one on the stroll back, and that does end the inning, but not before. We had 18 batters facing the new pitcher, JC Martez. And we go around there. As we said, I'm going to have to do the count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on the board for a total of 15 runs so far for the Tayport Breakers. Number of hits in that inning, lots.
Yes, let's. I've run out of fingers, I think, for this one.
Yeah,
so let's
fingers
just call
and
it a
toes,
lot.
and in this weather, we're not getting that. And left on base, two left on base in that one there, Joe Matthews and Luz Marino. I'm Ian Spence.
I'm Rory Dunn.
And supporting the game here is Home Run Travel, the specialist travel agency that supports and offers tailor-made baseball trips for UK fans with itineraries all over the US. Don't leave home without calling Home Run Travel. Find out more at homeruntravel.co.uk. Your 1, 2, 3 coming up for the Glasgow Comets as they face a 13-run deficit going into the 6th of a regulation 7. There may be lineup changes, we'll wait and see, but the paper says Tyler Spence, Alberti Rodriguez, and then back to the top of the order for JC Martez. And we'll be back with you shortly. Take a moment, tell us where you are, leave a comment, like, love, subscribe, all the usual stuff that people on Twitch and bigger channels would ask you. We're asking you to do the same. Speak to you shortly. Welcome back. A close-fought game until we hit the bottom of this 6, where it was a 2-run game. 2 to the Glasgow Comets, 2 to the Tayport Breakers in the first game of a 3-game series of the Caledonia Classic in Baseball Scotland AAA. But a big inning.
A huge inning. I mean,
13 on the board. I would have to check back the records. I don't know if that's the biggest inning we've had in Baseball Scotland.
Oh, it's definitely
this year.
not. Oh, this year? Okay, yes. I was going to say, there's definitely been bigger innings in the past.
You were in an inning that gave up 47 back in 1894, weren't you?
No, but I was there when we gave up 36 in 3 innings in 2012. Might be the last time I pitched, to be honest. A huge inning. Tayport needed that inning because they didn't look great the first 3 innings of this game. So having that big inning, especially with it being the bats doing the work rather than relying on errors and walks, that's huge for their confidence, and they'll be feeling good going out here.
Avon Fletcher staying on the mound and
making quick work.
One more strikeout. That is a strikeout number 13 so far.
Avon Fletcher.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So it would take some interesting moves no, there's one more there, because I think I've slipped one in the order. So, you know what? Let's just situationally. It's JC Martez in. So I've missed one of his strikeouts. He's not going to be happy with that.
Oh, I'm sure he'll tell you exactly how many strikeouts he had after the game. He's an absolute horse in Fletcher. He's, like I said, he's racked up some huge pitch counts for Tayport during the year when the bullpen was less available. He is easily happy and able to go as long as he wants to in this game. And while the results are working like this, you might as well.
You also tell me that Avon, while he will be playing baseball next weekend, isn't playing it in Scotland.
Absolutely. Avon Fletcher and Ethan Dick at third base both also play for the London Mets in the NBL, the highest league in the UK. And next week, I believe, is their playoff weekend down south, so they will be absent from the Glasgow game. So you might as well rinse his arm now, because he's not here next week.
And if any of the London Mets are watching, they're going, no, get to the bullpen.
Well, I'm not saying you have to pull allegiances or anything, but I'm sure one team's got a little more importance up here today.
You focus on the game you're in, the inning you're in, and the pitch you're in, and the strike you're on.
Another strike
and
there.
Strike, I believe, 15.
No, it's not a strikeout, just strike 2.
No, I'm a pitch ahead. Cross his fingers. Cross his fingers.
Okay, but you got to give me the lottery numbers once you're done with that as well.
I think the second one's going to be 54.
Oh, wow.
If you want your number, you know, there's a 36 up there on the mound that looks to be doing very well. So if you're wanting one lottery number, there's a 36 on there. There's a 16 catching as well. So Avon Fletcher and Shin Yin Lai It is a full count though, so 3 and 2. It's foul, out or action. Take your pick. It's going to be a walk.
No worries. Avon's not bothered about that. They've got a huge lead. Yep, the walk doesn't bother him. He'll reset, focus on hitting the next guy. Ian Davidson coming up. He was not happy in his last at bat, struck out looking, so you got to feel he's wanting to try and do something here. Is this how the Comets come back? A little bit of patience, a little bit of work the count, just got to get folk on.
Runner at first. Pitch comes in. It's hard and high. Ball number 1. Also, Ian Davidson being out in left field has seen a lot of those home runs and hits go over his head. The ball has no memory. Ian needs to have no memory as well and just focus on this bat as he does the check swing there, and ball goes low for the second ball, 2-0, so getting ahead in the count. Runner still at first and chasing lots.
Yeah, that's a great take from Ian there though, and that ball just down and away. So easy to have just tried to swing through that and maybe pop it up.
Check test over there just now at first base. It's the moment there as everybody gathers their moment again. Retides in first base. Ian Davidson, captain, does a swing high and hard and turns that one into a strike as well. Steps out of the box just to get his breath there. 1 out so far in the inning. Count is in his favor though, 2-1. And that's going to hit the bottom of the zone. Count goes equal high, 2-2.
Ian nods his head. He knows that he should have hit that one. That was dead center, bottom of the zone. Easy pitch to hit for him.
You're not going to get many chases. Runner goes from first to second. Marte's on the steal. It's a ball that comes into the mound and it just does the hop in front of second base as we talked about earlier, but it is a successful steal going up to there. So into scoring position there for the Glasgow Comets, JC Martez. And we are looking at a full count now on Captain Ian Davidson.
Absolutely.
1 out so far.
There's an old adage in baseball, there's no stealing when you're up or down by 10, but how can you come back if you can't steal is obviously the Comets thinking. If they try
check swing there. Yep.
Very close.
Checks in with our umpire at home, Thomas Haywood. Yep, that's ball number 4. So we got runners at first and second with 1 away.
Even one of that pitch, you could see his eyes light up. He thought he had it there. Shin Yen's just lining up the defense as he does. They call him the professor because nobody knows the game better in this league.
And as catcher, you have the perfect vision. You see where everything is. It's one of the only players who can see where everything is, even as the batter, the catcher is behind you and out of sight.
Absolutely. So let's see if Avon can settle down and get a DCO here again.
And DCO takes a hefty swing on that one, but no contact made, not in 1.
I could see what DCO was thinking of joining the home run party with that swing. Big cut on Avon's fastball there.
Card so far reads a walk and a strikeout. 3rd plate appearance so far. Teammates at first and second with 1 away. Pitch comes down, he'll let that one go, but nope, it's a strike.
Dead center from Avon. Adesio knows it. He's nodding when he steps out. Should have taken a hack at that one, possibly.
It's one of the things you notice from Fletcher, though. As he goes further and further into a game, he gets closer and closer into the zone. Part of that is I really know where the outside is. I'm peppering it. But it does lead to a little bit more prediction, but sometimes the heat is enough. There's another strikeout there.
That's the mentality of Avon is a power pitcher. It is hard fastballs. He's not the kind of guy to work around the edges and nibble and try and get you to chase whatever. Here's his big hard fastball. Prove to him that you can hit it, because he's just going to put it right through there and right past you.
Strikeout 15. Here we are in the top of the 6th of the regulation 7, and we welcome into the box now Alfredo Pereira.
Alfredo choosing to turn around and hit from the left side this time.
Single and run out at first base so far on the card. What the Comets need to do now here is calm down. Don't rush. Don't try and get anything off a single swing. Remember that you are a team that plays contact and small ball, and this is where they need to really focus. Ball has no memory.
Yeah, I mean, you can't hit a 13-run home run, so don't try. You need to get folk on and get folk round.
Not unless you're in Savannah.
Oh, yeah, so they have that kind of rule, but
How many times can you actually run round all the bases? Just keep on going.
yeah. But that's it. They can't go up there trying to all take daddy hacks and put it over the fence, because that's 1, 2, 3 when they need to have the big innings, same as the Breakers had, where they just keep tacking on single, double, single walks, whatever it takes. You gotta get just a parade of runners around those bases to try and eat into this big scoreline.
Runners in first at second, 2 away. Runners go, second and third. It's the wild pitch going to the ground for a ball, and both advance make up there. So JC Martez will get the steal credit and drags Ian Davison behind him. And the choo-choo train there of the steal. Everybody's looking to have that set off a little bit more. So runners at second and third, 2 away. First base is open. Alfredo Perez, I may have lost count. I think we're 2 and 2.
I think
so.
so.
We start to get a little bit more rain mixing in with the rain. Yep, we are count equal high, 2 and 2. So let's just see how well we can cover all our electronics here. That's the problem when you have a really big long inning. The clock runs down. There we are. So Grounder goes up. Tom Knox picks that up, bundles out the glove, does an underarm throw. Ivan Fletcher covering at first base, and that's needed there. So it's going to be a 3-1 inside, retired from the 6th of 7. The Glasgow Comets will likely have one more go in the 7th to do their best and tie the game. It's a regulation 7. If we go to 8, we go to 8, we go to 9. We will stay here as long as we like, but there's no Duma Diddy Diddy, no Manfred Mann will be appearing on second base if we go to extra innings.
That was a great play from Fletch to get over and cover that, because Tom Knox came off first. He had a little bobble, but he would have never beaten Alfredo, who's quite quick. So Evan Fletcher getting off the mound real quick, getting over to first, knowing that he needed to get that cover to get that third out.
The only option would be the diving tag if Fletcher hadn't moved over to cover.
Absolutely.
That's why if you rearrange the letters in Tayport Breakers, you get teamwork wins games. Sub-editors, can you check that for me, please? Today's game is proudly supported by Home Run Travel, the UK's first and only baseball travel specialists. Whether fans are looking to join one of the annual tours or design a tailor-made itinerary across the US or Canada, Home Run Travel can help tick off every ballpark on the bucket list. Don't book your next baseball adventure without speaking to Home Run Travel. Find out more www.baseballscotland.co.uk for us and www.homeruntravel.co.uk for our supporters. Coming up, your 1, 2, 3 is going to be exactly the same as the 5th inning. It's going to be Ethan Dick Donung and Luke Lasky for the Tayport Breakers as they look to keep that one hand that's just over the first handle of the two-handle trophy and solidify their grasp and take the lead in this 3-game series as it heads down to Glasgow next week. But for now, I'm still Ewan Spence.
I'm Murray Dunn.
We're going to find some hand warmers and a windbreak and some waterproofs, or, you know, as we call it, Scottish summer wear.
Absolutely.
Let's go. You do that, you're done. No. Let's go. Let's go. Now. What's happening? That's it. Play ball. Come on. John, let's go. Let's go, You're too busy yakking, so you can't. So we're going to play now. Right, ready? Play. Ball.
So we have a pitching change for the Glasgow Comets as we welcome in Erixo Barrios. I don't have the numbers to hand here, and to get them would probably drench all my paper. So, any experience facing him, Rory?
I've never faced him before.
Well, that was a good link then, wasn't it?
Glad I could help. I was going to say, he does have a strong arm. Normally they're starting catcher, and he has an absolute cannon back there. He seems to be throwing pretty good strikes. It seems like a good pace of fastball. Definitely a difference from the previous pitching that was slow and slower. But we'll see what he brings to them here. If this is actually that's a good strike from him there. If this is a situational attempt to bet themselves, or is this them kind of like throwing in a guy to save some arms for game 2?
So I think what we're getting is JC Martez has moved back to shortstop.
JC Martez.
Ian Davidson has moved from left field out to first base, and he's got to welcome Ethan Dick there, who's drawn a walk there.
Yes, indeed. So,
and I think we've got Tyler Spence out on left field.
We do indeed. David is in centre, and the rest has remained the same for them.
Pitch comes down low for ball 1.
I don't want to curse him, but I know that Don's...
There's no such thing as a commentator's curse.
In Don's mind, he must be thinking about the triple for the cycle, and I know that because one of the breakers came over and informed me that he needed the triple for the cycle earlier, like I hadn't been watching the game for the past 3 hours. And keeping score and writing lots of stuff down.
And for all of you out there who've been watching the game as well, as I said, we do thank you. Follow us on all the socials. Find us on YouTube, and if you're watching us on talkSPORT, again, we thank you, and your feedback to talkSPORT, good or bad, go on. Just let us know. This is the first time that baseball has been broadcast in the UK that's non-MLB for some time, at least on the main stations. We've been broadcasting over YouTube. BS UK TV has been offering bases as well, and it's a wild pitch bounces in the dirt that is going to allow Ethan up to second. A little bit of a jog to third just to check. He's like, no.
Just a half look there. There was a chance that hit so hard off the backstop and it rolled around. There was a chance it might have just rolled out of play. Ethan giving it the look. Even though they're up by a much, they're not letting up. They're still keeping the foot in the gas and keeping the pressure on the Comets.
Rain starts to make itself known as that's hit high and hard into the Firth of Tay.
One hop into the sea. That's just a strike as far as the DCO is bothered, but a good foul ball from Don there to flash one off into foul territory on the right-hand side.
Runner at second is Ethan Dick. Pitch comes down from Barrett Dawson. That goes high and hard, and it's going to be a ball. So up to first goes Donning. Staying at second on that one there. Not taking a moment to go any further, just taking it easy there. So runners at first and second, no outs as yet.
Top of the order here with Luke, who was not hanging around last time. And again.
That's going to be a pop-up, and it's going out. Tyler Spence picking that one up in left field on the warning track, gets that, throws it back in. JC Martez at shortstop, but it is going to be a snappy but comfortable run into
third. Yeah, Luke Lasky not hanging around. First pitch, previous inning, the first pitch he saw, he slapped for a single, 2-run single. First pitch that at bat, right into left field, but it just hung up long enough for the play.
So do we have, let's see, where are we? So we have
Ethan at third, advancing on that fly ball there from second, and then Don after his walk.
But second base is empty. Have we missed one in the weather?
No. Well held by Albert there. Ethan was halfway down the line seeing that pitch fly up high, but Albert was able to snare it and keep another run back there on the bases.
So we got Ethan at third.
Ethan at third, yes.
Don at
first.
And Luke Lasky.
flew out to left field.
And Paul Gardner?
Paul Gardner hopes he's about to do some damage. He's a couple of walks, but not much else today. Made to look a little foolish from some of the pitches earlier in the day, but he doesn't agree with that call either. He thought that was ball 4. He was ready to walk off, flip the bat, take his third walk of the day.
3 and 2. No, 2 and 2. Second base is open, 1 out, and that's going to be a wild pitch going down there for Barrios. So up to second. Who's Donning? Runners at second and third. 1 away. First base is open. If you know your umpiring signals, do that wiggly thing with your pinky and the thumb. If you thought the offside rule was complicated, in a minute we might have to do the infield fly.
Well, let's start that one.
Get ready for that one, Rory.
Oh, I'm not going to call it. I want to hear folk describe it in the comments. Prove to me that you all know what it is. Save me from describing it.
High and inside. So, bases loaded. Is that the first bases loaded that the Comets have faced?
Well, I'd love the Cannons to have had bases loaded more in this game, but we lost the last one. I think this might be the first fully bases loaded, and it does afford Tayport the unique opportunity to do something very, very rare, especially in the Scottish game. The Breakers have hit 3 home runs, so
and that one's going to get popped up incredibly high. It's going to come down with snow on it. Who's going to make the attempt? Shortstop JC Martez makes the fair catch there for the second out.
2 down. I was just about to say they've hit 3 home runs this game so far. They've hit a 1-run bomb, a 2-run bomb, and a 3-run bomb. A grand slam would be the cycle of home runs in a game, which is rare.
We'll check the official scoring on that one because I may have missed where the second RBI was on that one there.
But Shinyan, though, still up 2 outs with the bases loaded.
Okay. 1 away, let's go!
A little confusion there. But still a chance for Tayport to tack on here, put some more runs on.
Shinyan Lai, fly out, pop out, single and walk so far. Very much a varied card.
Absolutely.
So when we said earlier winds were 15, gusting 30, I think that we can just scrub out the word gusting.
It's just a constant 30, it feels like, on my back.
30, yeah. Other countries have wind chill temperatures. We just have wind temperature. It's 30.
We always say when we come to Tayport, it's the nicest thing, but check which way the wind's blowing. If it's coming off the sea, it's going to be exactly like this. Cold, grey, wet, gusty. If it's coming off the mainland, beautiful place to play some baseball. Great views out across the bay.
Count goes 3 and 1. Bases are loaded. 2 away. Bottom of the 6th. And that one's going to bounce in the ground. Ball 4. And with the bases loaded, everybody gets 90 feet. And that includes Ethan Dick, who's up at third base. So there's one more run going over the board. That takes Don Ing over to third base, Paul Gardner to second, and Shinyan Lai drawing that walk there, now sitting at first base. Luis Moreno up next, strikeout, ground out, double, single. Again, very varied cards.
Yeah, but you got to think he's going to be thinking about this grand slam. You know, you got to be thinking about your head. You've hit a couple of bombs already as a team. He's going to at least swing out of his shoes on the first good strike he sees, because you don't get these chances a lot.
Bases remain loaded. 2 away. Dixo Barrios on the mound. Following JC Martez on the one appearance as well. That's hit high and hard.
It had the distance.
Just sneaks foul.
Just pulled it foul, but he wants that one back again. He would love that strike again. 5
or 6 feet foul down at the third base foul flag.
Yeah, the foul. It's a pull. It's just a small one.
Yeah. A little fluffy thing at the top going bickety 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 back.
Yeah. But give him that strike again, he'll do more damage.
And that comes in high, hard, and ball well above head height.
And Luis has got a big smile on his face. He's having fun. He's enjoying baseball. He's playing with friends. You know, he's smiling out. He's obviously chatting with the guys that he knows out there. He used to be on this team, like I said. Even though it's cold, wet, miserable, you can still enjoy this sport because it's such a rarity to get to play it at this level.
And let's face it, if you were playing football, you'd carry on in these conditions.
As we are.
If you were playing shinty, you would carry on playing in these conditions. Everybody who's watching who's not in Scotland, look up shinty. There's your homework.
Yeah. But as I said, like, unfortunately, you can't play baseball in the pouring rain, which is 75% of Scottish weather. So.
And the other 25% is hail.
Yeah. You take your chances when you get it.
And there's inside. It's another walk that goes over, and a bases loaded walk.
You can tell
he's 90 feet in.
He's frustrated because he wanted to swing the bat. He wanted to have a chance to get a hit or something there. It's rare that you say you don't want to walk, because a walk's a good thing, gets you down to first. But sometimes you want to hit. You want to hit the ball. You want to put the ball.
Yeah, let me just I'm just having a check on the umpire score. Bear with me. Yes, it is a 15-run difference. No. Time and the game has been called there by our home plate umpire Thomas Haywood, which is going to double check the run count here. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 to the Tayport Breakers. Glasgow Comets are sitting there with just the 2 runs there, so that is going to be called from the game from our home plate and chief umpire Thomas Haywood. And with that, game 1 of the Caledonia Classic 3-game series. We have our top line there: Glasgow Comets 2, Tayport Breakers 17. The Comets are going to be the home team advantage next week, as the Tayport Breakers will make the trip down from Tayport here, just next to Dundee, across Scotland, down a little bit, and hopefully they'll leave the weather there and head down to Glasgow. Maybe a double header there, because the Single A Championship is going on there as well. We don't have the results from that, but certainly on our YouTube channel next week we will have the Triple A, and midweek we will find the Single A as we can. And actually, Rory's now telling me, by the miracle of modern technology, we do have a Single A result, I believe, from Glasgow.
Yes, the Single A game was played earlier today in Glasgow. It's the Glasgow Galaxy versus the Glasgow Comets, all Glasgow derby final. I'm sure it's not fictitious at all. I believe the Glasgow Comets A team ran out winners 9-8 in a close game in Glasgow. So when we head there next week for game 2 of the AAA final, that A game will be played ahead of ours in that same field in Glasgow, Tollcross Park in Glasgow.
And you're more than welcome to come along and watch the game, wrap up well.
Absolutely.
And it's a 3-game series, so game 3, if we need a game 3, we'll be back here in Tayport in 2 weeks' time. We'll certainly be in Glasgow next week. The stream will start at 5 to 2, both on the Baseball Scotland YouTube channel and also on the talkSPORT YouTube channel as well. We'll start the pre-show at 2 p.m. And we'll have first pitch at 5 minutes past 2. Look, thank you all out there for watching. For some of you, Baseball Scotland is everything you come across every weekend, and you enjoy your baseball here from, well, there are some famous Scottish baseball players. We'll go over them next week. Look, there's the hook to try and bring you back in. For all of our new watchers at talkSPORT, thank you very much for joining us. Same time, same channel, same YouTube, same slightly different URL, but go to the same homepage and catch us next weekend for more action from the Caledonia Classic at Baseball Scotland. I'm Ewan Spence.
I'm Rory Dunn.
And your final line score there in the wind and the rain. We're just going to give you the runs on that one. Glasgow Comets 2, Tayport Breakers 15. And with that, catch you next week. Haste ye back.